Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. QCTV and QCTV.org are pleased to bring you playoff football action tonight from Goodrich Field as a battle, a rematch, if you will, between the Mounds Mustangs and the Anoka Tornadoes will take place tonight. Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Anderson, joined alongside my good pal, Ryan Nelson Kane. Ryan, a big playoff game. Of course, they got to call in the JV here, apparently, but we're here, you and I, tonight. Playoff football, there's nothing like it.
Absolutely not. I mean, you come out here, it's a perfect weather day. You've got a couple of teams that know each other a little bit. They've seen each other a couple of times already. I mean, this is perfect football weather. It's all you can ask for.
It's really a nice night for football. The wind is down. It's a little cool, but this is an absolutely perfect night. For Anoka, this has got to be double perfect because they have not hosted a section game in a decade, 10 years since the last time they hosted a game. This is big for them and big for the entire community of Anoka.
Absolutely. I mean, you look around here, and it's just settled right in the community. It's settled right in the city. It's a beautiful environment out here. But this is a program that hasn't known a whole lot of success over the last few years. I went back and looked, and over the last 7 years, they haven't won many games. In fact, if you look outside of 2013 and 2014, when this team has been on the field, they've only won 1 or 2 games this season, Tim.
And they got 5 this year, a record of 5-3, including a win in the Pumpkin Bowl last week and regaining the paddle from Champlin Park after a long hiatus. A lot of exciting things going on with this program, and they played Mounds once, as you mentioned at the beginning of the year, winning 31-24. A stylistic matchup. These two teams kind of like to do the same things.
Absolutely. This is a team where they're both going to come out in shotgun. They're both going to run 3 or 4 wide receiver sets. They're both going to try to pass the ball. But you got to be careful if you're the other team playing on defense, be it Mounds or Anoka. The other team can get out to a lead on you here. You got to be careful and play mistake-free football.
This is going to be a fun night of football. We hope that you have nothing else to do on a Friday night in October, and why would you? There's nothing else going on around here. It's certainly not a holiday weekend or anything like that. So why don't you just hang out at home for the next couple of hours and go ahead and take in some playoff football. It's the Tornadoes and the Mustangs, and it's next on QCTV.
Touchdown! She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop bleeding! Stop bleeding!
He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion. And we raced up here from the press box, or from the field to the press box, as I'm looking for a little headset volume. Actually, I'm sorry about that. Welcome back, everybody, to the game. Tim Anderson alongside Ryan Nelson Kane, ready to begin kickoff time here between the Tornadoes and Mustangs. Playoff time, ready to kick off here is Logan Day for the Tornadoes. We're just about set to get underway. All right, Logan Day ready to kick things off. Back to receive are the Mustangs. Mustangs back to receive. We got a couple of guys back there. And let's begin. Kickoff for Logan Day, going to be picked up at the 12, bobbled a little bit, but then it's going to be corralled and taken. Moundsview looking for an opening right there, but knocked down on the return from number 24, Isaac Rodabaugh. Brought down, and we will begin from there. Defense up to work first for the Tornadoes. This defense has improved, Ryan, over the season. They've had a nice start. And they're going to look for big things here tonight. Got to create some turnovers and stop this offense led by Owen Wark, the quarterback for the Mustangs. Wark back in the shotgun. He's going to step up, throw on first down, caught, as it's going to be a picked up 8-yard gain, and they will go second and short. Pass complete that time to Hunter Rask. Keep an eye on him. He's going to be one of the targets tonight in this 3 and 4 wide receiver set. Good look here to start. Second down now, they call it 4. Handoff once again, this time inside, going nowhere this time. Running back Mitchell Olsen brought down in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of a couple. It's going to bring down third And that looked like Parker Colbert in there on the stop, maybe one of the strongest guys they have on the team. Big play there from number 22.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I mean, this is a team that doesn't run the ball a whole lot in Mounds View, so that there's a little bit of a challenge there. But an added challenge is their starting running back tonight is a true freshman. I mean, that's
as opposed to a redshirt freshman in high school.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a difficult task to do that.
Ooh, we got whistle there as jumping early was the tackle, the left tackle, number 63. Jumping, that was Jacob Prommel. Referee coming in on this one, Donald Adderley, and we're going to hear from him first.
Red ball, number 62. 5 yard.
It's Luke Eggert they get for that, and we'll see if we can get that microphone squared away for Mr. Adderley.
Yeah, you got to expect better from your seniors there on your offensive line. You can't be making mistakes that early, this deep in your zone.
Third down now and 9, so that backs them all the way up here. And this is a big play early on for the Mustangs. Wark in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers, 2 to the near, 2 to the far side. Back to passes. Wark steps up and lobs a fade, and it is incomplete. Great defensive effort that time, I think, by Mitchell. Indeed, it was. Greg Mitchell makes the play on the pass to Dylan Wheeler. It's 4th down, and the Mustangs look like they're going to punt.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's exactly what you want if you're Anoka. You start to win the field position battle here. You get them deep on the kickoff. You force a 3 and out here. I mean, this is exactly what you want. To start the game, you come out on offense next and see if you can get some momentum. But if you're Mounds View, you've got to be figuring out what can we do to diversify what we're doing on the field a little bit here.
They threw that little fade route. That was kind of interesting to break things up early. Kind of thought maybe you'd see a slant there. They go long. Punt this time. And they're going to let this bounce at midfield by the big A. Takes an Anoka roll, and it'll be downed there as Eric Fenning-Wendt is able to down it at the 49-yard line where the Tornadoes will take over, led by quarterback Jacob Deutschman, third-year starter. He started right when Coach Bo Wasserich got here. We saw some of those early growing pains from him as a sophomore, just sitting down on the field watching games. Really matured and has grown as a quarterback in this system.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're going to watch his mechanics on this drive, he's got a good drive on the ball. He's got a bit of air underneath it. We'll just see if he can complete some passes and get in a rhythm and drive this team down the field.
Laver looks like we'll be flanking him in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the near and to the far. There's the ceremonial look back to Coach Wasserich and a quick little one-step drop and pass complete to McKay. And that's going to be good for about 8 yards as they get to the 45-yard line, setting up second and short.
And you watch Deutschman make that throw in warm-ups, and that was one of the better throws that he had. It was on time every time.
Doesn't take a big drop right there, too. It's really just kind of a one-step and fire.
That's a get-in-rhythm throw, Tim. That's exactly what you're trying to do in this part of the field.
Second down and 2. They're going to give it this time straight ahead. Laver, and he'll pick up the first down, and he is the north-south runner of this team. They've got some different backs they like to use, but Laver's kind of that guy they go to for that straight ahead, let's get the first down type stuff.
Absolutely, and what you see there is a defense that's not ready for a run play. You look at a team like Anoka that likes to throw the ball. You don't always expect early in a game when they're trying to get into a rhythm for them to turn around and hand that ball off.
So they'll keep Laver in the backfield next to Deutschman as he's able to check things out once again from the shotgun. They'll look back to Coach Bo, and now they'll take it. Rolling out. Deutschman's got to move, got to go quickly, and he's going to get brought down to the line of scrimmage. He's able to get back to at least avoid a loss, but he was corralled that time as Mitchell Thompson came in to make the play.
Yeah, that time Mounds View just brings pressure from the right side, and you see him kind of, it's a natural rollout, so he's running away from the pressure. But in that situation, if you're a quarterback, and it's a young move, but you've got to make a decision and throw the ball away or just get it out of your hands. You know that you're on a rollout. You know you've got pressure coming from your right side. Make the decision and go.
Is that a designed rollout, you think? Or is that, or designed, I mean, it's like an RPO, like he's got a run option with that? Or is that just a set pass that just nobody was open?
Well, I think definitely it was designed to roll out, but all of that is an option there.
In motion, looks like it's Barrett. And Barrett's going to get the quick hitter, take that back, Paulson, and he's going to break a tackle, going to break 2 tackles, and he's going to get himself to the 35-yard line, setting up third down and manageable. Nice couple of moves that time. As you saw, take that back, it was, I got to get my numbers right, it was Eli Paulson making that play. As you take a look again under Coach Wasserich, that offensive starters, Chapman, Burns, Wilson, Brunn, Vanderlinden, McKay, Rodriguez, Barrett, and, of course, Paulson, who made that play, Laver and Deutschman. Third down. Over the middle pass. Caught, I think. Yes, caught. Looked like it was behind the receiver, but a great job of adjusting to make that catch, and that looked like it was Barrett who was able to make that play. Good job by the Tornadoes. They pick up the first down.
And a common issue for Deutschman in warm-ups today was he was behind on his throws, but it's a timing throw and he makes the completion.
Handoff, straight ahead run, and they're going to pick up a couple on first down. Tornadoes driving here as they get that big completion on the third down. Pick up a couple yards there from Wes Lava.
And what you're really seeing here in getting in rhythm is the play calling is diverse. They're keeping Mounds View on their heels. They have no idea what's coming at this point.
Boy, scratch that. Logan LaChance on the last carry. That's a back we haven't seen in there much. He plays linebacker usually. Deutschman on a quick hitter. It's going to hit Paulson. Going to try to get himself through the 20. Breaks a tackle to the 15, down to the 10, and he's brought down to the 5-yard line, and that's going to be first and goal for the Tornadoes.
If Mounds View wants to have a chance in this game, they absolutely have to be better tacklers than that. You can't let guys get off the first tackle when it's made and get an extra 7-8 yards, or you're going to lose this game. They're going to keep getting chance after chance, and it's not like Anoka's taking huge chunk plays through the air here.
That was clearly a yak play designed for Paulson to break tackles, and there was room to do it. First and goal, they spot it at the 8-yard line. Deutschman the look back. And now ready, first and goal. Quick handoff, going to be room straight ahead. Laver to the goal line, and he's going to be just short at the 1-yard line. Great carry that time from Wes Laver, and they're going to be second and goal at the 1.
And just again, you see lack of form tackling. You see a problem there getting the guy to the ground. You can't have that this close to the goal line. That's going to end up in points, and for a team that can come out and score points, you can't allow them to have any more.
Well, you don't ever see them under center. They go under center, straight ahead run, and Logan LaChance is in. Touchdown, Anoka. And a really impressive opening drive from Anoka.
Absolutely, on both sides of the ball. I mean, you get the 3 and out, you flip the field position, you get the ball in plus territory to start, and look, it's just a great drive, diverse play calling, and you keep them on their heels. So now every option is open for the rest of the game. So
yeah, we'll see if they go for one of them funky 2-point conversions. Nope, they're going to go straight ahead with this 2-point conversion and sort of a power look here. They keep it. Deutschman rolls out, and they can't get it. That play was covered up nicely as they looked to surprise them with that power formation, and then a rollout pass incomplete.
And the key on those rollout passes that a lot of people don't realize is you want to look for options, but you need to make a decision early before the defense can realize what's happening, right? So as soon as he takes those first couple of steps out from the play action that he's faking the handoff, you've got to make a decision and throw that. You had a guy open in the flat. If you throw it out toward the pylon, he has a chance to go get it. But if you hold on to it, that chance goes away pretty quickly.
So 6-0, the Tornadoes get the touchdown on that drive, but they go for 2 a lot here. They like kind of that approach, and they also haven't kicked a ton this year, so I don't know if there's a ton of faith in the kicking game, but they basically figure like, hey, if we get 2 out of 4 on 2-point conversions, we're the same any way you look at it.
Absolutely. And look, it's high school football, so you're going to see a lot of 2-point conversions anyway. You're going to have a lot of opportunities. The key right now is just make sure that you play mistake-free football, continue to take advantage of the mistakes that Mounds View is doing, and if you're Mounds View, you've got to come out and play a cleaner drive on offense here, get some positive yards, give that defense a break, because they just got beat up.
What a job by the mercurial Bo Wasserich. That's all the only way I can describe. Bo's a great guy, but what a job he has done here in year 3. Winning record, hosting a playoff game, great atmosphere. And, a lot of that's culture changing, and that's what he's done.
It's the most wins this team has had in a season in 10 years.
Very successful coaching run here so far for Coach Wasserich. Short kick, going to be taken by one of the up men for Mounds View. That's number 22, Sam Heinrichs, and he is brought down right at the 20-yard line as he tries to go laterally, and there's LaChance once again coming up and making a play.
Big game for LaChance so far. I mean, we really like to see that from a kid like that. But if you're Mounds View, I mean, you're an up guy, and you want to have the ball in your hands, but you got to go north-south. You can't start going left and right on a kick return, especially when field position's been an issue for you already.
Usually where you can get a holding call, too, because that's a lot of guys aren't ready for that.
That's right.
That's when you start to run that east-west route from those up men.
Yes, sir.
So Owen Wark back to work here in possession number 2, the junior 6-foot-tall quarterback for the Mustangs, down 6-0 with 7:10 to play in the opening quarter. Tim Anderson, Ryan Nelson, Kane with you. Happy to have you with us on QC tonight. Wark back to pass. Being pursued, though. It gets away from the first sacker, and he's able to complete the pass. And it looks like Heinrichs, who is going to catch it and get to the 31-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. In pursuit that time was Peyton Lackinen. Take that back, 82 on the catch that time. That's Tyler Nystrom making the play. Take another look.
I mean, it's just a good throw, a way to stay cool under pressure, do what you got to do to get the ball out of your hands and into the hands of your receiver. That's that. If you're Mounds View and you're looking for how you can get positive yardage after that first drive, that's exactly what you want to be doing.
To the near side, they go Nystrom again, along with Rask. They go Mitchell, Olsen behind Wark. They get the 1st and 10. They do move the chains on that, so they got to let the chain gang catch up here just a little bit. Not exactly fleet of foot of the chain gang. I've noticed that about them here. And we're back rolling again. Wark, low snap. He's going to quick out this one and complete it. And there's a little room, but not a ton as the Tornadoes collapse, but a couple of broken tackles. And able to extend that play and pick up a couple extra was Dylan Wheeler for the Mustangs. And now we get a 2nd and short.
Boy, I mean, the coaching staff for Anoka is going to be really frustrated going back and looking at that when you get 4 guys around him and you want to make sure that he doesn't break that tackle. There's no reason he should be able to get out of that. But again, high school football, young guys, big spot, late night, under the lights. These guys are going to make some tackles. They're going to have some nerves. You work that out. You just hope it doesn't play too much to their favor. But
so
right there.
We go from a 2nd and 9 potentially to like a 2nd and 5.
Yep.
And that does change the play calling a bit for Mounds View. Gives you quite a few more options, you have to think. As Wark lines up in the center. Olsen once again flanks him to his left. He'll take it. He'll hand it off. It's Olsen with a straight-ahead run. He's going to pick up a couple brought down by that interior line of Anoka.
And that comes down to just vision, right? He had everything to his left if he decides just to plant his foot and go. And as a young running back, you've got to keep your eyes open, keep your head up, look, scan the field, trust your offensive line sealing off where they're going, and then go where they're not.
Jaden
right?
Brandt, I think, was in on that stop for the Tornadoes.
A lot of long play calls for a hurry-up offense here.
Yeah,
from
they're
Mounds
definitely not interested in moving too fast, right? They get the guys kind of set, but then that call comes in. Now Wark sort of looks at things at the line. And both coaches are kind of at the line callers, it seems like. They're into doing those types of things.
It's common when you see in high school, in college too. I mean, you want to see the look that they're giving you.
3rd and 2, the quick, and it's knocked down. Great pass defense that time. And the Tornadoes will force a 4th down. We'll see if that ends up changing the mindset there. Sawyer Shell on that play. Take another look. Brilliant play by Shell, and that looked like that was going to be a completed ball.
Yeah, he reaches out, he reads the quarterback's eyes and makes a break on the ball. The one thing, I mean, it's a great risky play. You absolutely, you want it to pay off there, but if that doesn't pay off and he does catch that ball, it's gone.
Yeah.
So if you're Mounds View, you see opportunity there. Obviously it didn't pay off, but high risk, high reward play from the outside on Anoka there.
Ben Samuel will come in to punt for the Mustangs. And Paulson will be back to receive this one for the Tornadoes. Bad snap.
It's a fake.
It's a fake. It's a fake. I got faked. And it's going to work for a 1st down for the Mustangs.
And if you're looking at that, I mean, sure, you don't want to have that happen as Anoka. But if they're pulling out the fakes this early, they're going to try to keep Anoka on their heels. Anoka's got to feel pretty good about how they're doing defensively if they're faking punts already.
Great fake right there, and it was Caden Pursuti who keeps the ball and runs it straight ahead and picks up the much-needed 1st down to keep the drive going.
Now, you think about these sort of things as proverbial arrows in the quiver here. And once that arrow's gone, you really can't run it again, right? So if you pull it out early, you start to wonder if Mounds View's coaching staff is feeling confident in their offense's ability to move the ball consistently here.
And you think maybe it's kitchen sink in the 1st quarter. You don't want to be down 2 possessions, and Anoka can score pretty well on offense.
And those things are demoralizing for a defense. You think you're getting off the field, and suddenly you're back out there.
A little pressure here. They go a little wide receiver pass. Want to talk about emptying all of the arrows early on. It's a back pass again and back to Wark, and he's going to get all the way down to the 40-yard line. Flag on the play. Tornadoes indicating that's coming back.
It looked like a hold on the right side.
But already a couple of trick plays right in a row. Here's a big gadget play going to that wide receiver pass.
Absolutely, and this is the key with these kinds of plays is you need to be disciplined if you're an offensive lineman or a blocker on that play to give your guy time to throw it back to the quarterback there so he can run it. So there's a lot of moving parts in these sorts of things, a lot of things that can go wrong. If everybody does their job, they can work really well like it should have right there, but obviously there's a flag on the play and we've got to hear what's coming up.
Here's Donald Adderley. An eligible man downfield is what they end up calling. But they got a couple of fouls, I think, on this one.
15-yard penalty.
Oh,
It's like a helmet to helmet.
perhaps. So they're going to go. So they had 2 penalties on the play. They decline the ineligible man downfield. They take the 15-yard personal, and that will back up the Mustangs considerably here.
Yeah, and if you're Mounds, obviously you get the fake punt. You're starting to get them on their heels. You're starting to move the ball, and all of a sudden you're back on in negative territory. You're behind the sticks. And against a defense like Anoka that's playing high-risk, high-reward football right now, you just don't want to be behind the sticks because they can make you pay.
Defensive coordinator Adam Denicky for the Tornadoes kind of runs that North Dakota 3-4, and
I mean, and even like the defensive backs coach Tony Bazal was a free safety up in North Dakota State, so there's a lot of connections there. They're running the same kind of system. A lot of these guys are playing it really well.
They bring up some of those outside linebackers to attempt to at least show blitz right here. But only two guys with their hand in the ground.
And you know they want to pass the ball here. They want to get back on schedule.
Wark, shotgun, ready. They're bringing the house. Time to throw. Over the middle, caught. And it's Rask with some room, and he gets back over midfield and up near the first down, maybe a yard short. Great throw from Wark and a wide open look from Hunter Rask.
I mean, really, just that was an elite throw from Wark. I mean, he throws it right over the head of the linebacker, throws it in the one spot where his guy can get it. He's open. If you're Anoka, you hope that that's tighter, but that's exactly in a zone situation where you want your guy to be standing. So just tip your cap to the quarterback there and making a great play, and suddenly you're back ahead of the sticks.
That's one of those where you're just sort of hoping your guys get home defensively, right? Where you can get to the quarterback, get that pressure before that throw gets off. Now Wark in the shotgun on second and short. Handoff. Nope, they got flags flying. Looks like we might have some motion or something early on. We might have another penalty here on the Mustangs.
And if you look at Wark, I mean, he's just cool under pressure.
False start on the offense. 5 repeats.
Yep.
It's the third or fourth time we've seen Wark under pressure where he's just stepped up into it and thrown the ball and gotten it out on schedule, which is exactly what you're looking for from your quarterback.
And really, for the most part of the season, he was struggling to be a 50% passer as far as completion. But now what we're seeing here, at least so far in this game, is a pretty accurate thrower.
Absolutely. I mean, like we saw in that last throw, it's a great toss. We know he can do it. Can he do it consistently over the course of the game is going to become the question. And pressure mounts, right? So we know that over the course of this game, he's going to feel that pressure more and more. It's about hitting him. It's about getting into his head a little bit. If he can stay cool through that and keep doing this, it'll be a good game for him.
3:18 and running here in the first quarter. We're rolling out. Wark on the run throw. Caught, complete, and pushed out of bounds as it's Rask once again at the 49-yard line. Maybe a gain of 2 at most. It's going to set up third down and about 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, just a good outside throw. He just gets behind the defender and breaks to the boundary there. And it's a tough throw for a quarterback, especially rolling off to his offhand there. To just plant the one foot and throw off his front foot as he's running. A good toss again from Wark there, and we're seeing him kind of get into a rhythm a little bit here.
Third down and 6 or 5 or so, 2:40 and running to play first quarter. Wark looking for a big third down conversion. He's got a couple of them already on this drive. Here comes pressure, going with a high little fade route, caught. What a beautiful throw and catch that time as Dylan Wheeler's able to make the grab at the 30-yard line and a first down. That's pretty.
Yeah, and again, if you're Anoka, this is exactly what you don't want to see from the quarterback on the other side. Getting into a rhythm, that's an elite throw from a high school quarterback right there. Just throws it right on the back shoulder, puts it right over him. He's able to put it in the one spot where his guy can go get it and no one else can get it.
Yeah, that was pretty good coverage right there. They had to throw a perfect ball. They got one. First down and 10. We keep the sticks moving. Wark once again in the shotgun. We got 4 wide receivers, 3 to the high side for the Mustangs. Back to throw, Wark, pressured. He's going to hit as he throws, get it off, and it is intercepted. No, dropped at the end. It was intercepted, then dropped by the Tornadoes, and that was in the hands. Oh, so close. Number 42 on the coverage that time for the Tornadoes. Brilliant play by Sawyer Shell. Almost came down with it.
And that's, again, you talk about you want to take advantage of the mistakes that your opponents make in these games, right? When you're playing risky football on both sides. So you want to take advantage of the mistakes that your opponents are making. You get pressure on the quarterback. You get your hands on the ball. You've got to make that catch and come down with it. You can't let that fly by. It's a good play to him, though.
Little credit by Mounds View maybe to break that up, perhaps becoming a corner on that play, basically, to break up that interception. Now here we go, second down and 10. Handoff Mitchell Olsen, and he is stuffed. Going nowhere. Brilliant pursuit defensively, and that is a great play on defense from the Tornadoes, led by Jaden Barant right there. Setting up third down and long. Take another look.
And again, you can't run the ball if you're Mounds View. You just can't get it on the ground. You're one-dimensional right now. You can't keep doing this thing where you're going laterally. You've got to go north-south, hand the ball right up the middle, try and get some yards, try to get some rhythm up the middle, trying to get these offensive linemen in a mindset where they're pounding the rock a little bit, and they're just not able to do it at this point.
Well, they've had big third down completions this entire drive. They're going to need another one here from Owen Warwick as he sits at 3rd down and 15 from the 35-yard line, and what could be 4-down territory anyway. Warwick back to pass, 2-step drop, now he's going to roll. Going to keep rolling, going to look, going to fire, and it's incomplete. Setting up 4th down and long. And now, again, at the 35, this is sort of no man's land. You just sort of go for this, but this is not ideal.
No. And again, you're chasing the sticks. You get yourself into a situation where, and then look, in high school, especially with these young quarterbacks, and he's playing really well, right? Warwick's playing really well. But you put him in a situation where now it's on his shoulders. He's got to make these throws on 3rd down. Eventually, he's going to miss one. Right, he's going to make a mistake. He's a young guy. I mean, you can't expect him to make all of those throws all the time. Other guys are playing football too.
That's right. 4th down, 15. They are going to go for it because that's just kind of where we are on the field. We're going to go 5 wide here. We're going to bring Olsen in motion back around, looking for some sort of misdirection, but they're going to fire one to Work over the middle, and that is caught, and there's room. Work with a great pass that time. It's going to be close to the sticks, and they will bring him down short. 2 yards short, turnover on downs, but a great effort that time as that pass was complete to Tyler Nystrom, and he almost got there.
Really a great play if you don't have the negative run on 2nd down there to put you in the 3rd and long. I mean, you're probably in a good spot to get that 1st down and keep these chains moving. But again, now you've got Anoka that's got the ball on the 28-yard line or the 23-yard line. It looks like it's going to be another drive where they're in decent field position. Not great, but decent field position. You put yourself behind the sticks throughout the game on this, and it's a gamble how you're going to do.
So they bend, but they don't break, and it's still 6-0. Tornadoes back to work here with 1:19 left to play in the opening quarter. Deutschman going to pitch it. Going to have some room here to the near side, and that will be knocked out of bounds after maybe a pickup of about 6 yards or so. That's Wes Laver once again picking up maybe 4 or 5 yards perhaps, maybe a few more, 6, 7. They're using Laver a lot. Now, they have other options. They have Cummings, they have Eden Goya, but they go with Laver for the bulk of this start to the game to be a little bit maybe more powerful. Now Deutschman on a quick hitter. That's dangerous pass, but it's going to be caught with some room. 1st down and more on another broken tackle, and a lot more as they get out near midfield. That is a great run, great pitch and catch, and there's Eli Paulson once again making all kinds of plays.
And it's interesting, you watch these two teams, they're playing so similarly. They're trying a lot of the same looks, a lot of the same plays, but what's working for Anoka isn't working for Moundsview right now. And I think if you're watching this as a Moundsview fan, as a Moundsview player on the sideline, it can almost be a little frustrating and demoralizing to see that.
So after that little quick hit that goes for quite a bit, now it's a little screen pass they set up, and it's LaChance who's going to break midfield and get to about the 45-46 of Moundsview in what could be the last play of this quarter. We'll see how fast the Tornadoes want to go here with 30 seconds to play in this opening quarter. Coach Bo looks like he wants them to go, and he wants them to go quickly.
LaChance with a little limp there.
Yeah, so LaChance comes off, and he's getting a lot of offensive run, which normally I feel like we don't see him nearly as much. They do get it off, and it's going to be a straight-ahead run for no gain, maybe a half yard to end this opening quarter. 10 seconds to go in the quarter, and a pretty interesting one, but a good one for the Tornadoes, and we will definitely talk more about it. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. They're going to hold this off, I think, and that will do it for the first quarter here at QCTV. It is 6-0 Tornadoes. Back for the second quarter, and Ryan's thoughts after this.
At the end of the first quarter.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure
love.
Back under the lights here at Goodrich Field. 6-0 Tornadoes after the first quarter. Tim Anderson, Ryan Nelson-Kane here with you. Ryan, not maybe perfect for Anoka, but good enough. They get a touchdown, they get a stop on defense, and here we are.
Well, Good enough is the name of the game in high school football sometimes, and that's you're not going to play perfect football all the time. These are kids. You got to understand that it's not always going to look exactly as you draw it up, but you do enough to win it each play and win each position, and Anoka did just that. So if you were scoring it like a boxing match, maybe it's not unanimous at this point, but Anoka's certainly doing enough to get ahead.
So we go 3rd down and short. Laver continuing to stay in the backfield as Deutschman gets a long look back at Coach Bo. And he'll take it. Handoff, Laver, and he's going to get corralled. Nice job by that defense up front. Big play there from 77 for Mounds View. I believe that's going to be Thompson. So they're going to force a 4th down. Now, this is kind of the area where they like to go as well.
Yeah, and looks like they're kind of staying out on the field here. And the one thing that I'll point out on that last play is Laver doesn't really seem to have the same pop moving forward that LaChance does. And you kind of wonder if he hits that hole a little bit harder there, if LaChance is in there. But, he was kind of walking around with a little bit of a limp after the last time he came off. Watching him on the sideline here, he looks like he's hobbling a little bit. So hopefully we'll get to see more of Logan LaChance tonight. But
and they will punt. They did it. They were thinking about going for it. Now they will punt. And this is a definite little conservative move here, but certainly something that they felt good about. And maybe you're right. Maybe that had something to do with it that, Laver came off a little slow.
Anoka.
Get a timeout. Anoka will take it,
First charge
actually.
timeout of the half.
So a timeout actually by the Tornadoes here, their first one. But you had LaChance kind of hobbling. Laver seemed like he came off a little slow on that one as well. And maybe just a chance to regroup here.
Absolutely, and you trust the way your defense is playing. They had a long drive last time when they were out on the field, but they made the play to stop, and that kind of rejuvenates them a little bit. You catch your breath a little faster when you make big plays like that. But you come out, you make the punt, you try and play the field position game a little bit, and two teams that are moving similarly. Mounds View's having some trouble moving the ball. So if you're Anoka, you're trying to flip the field a little bit. Now, if you're Mounds View, you just had a big stop. Now, what's your offense going to do to come out here and respond to this, right? So you don't want to have a big problem of moving the ball throughout the game. You got to try to find some of that momentum that you were finding in that last drive before that big 4th down.
Logan Day will punt. So they keep the punting unit on the field. Day will sit at his 41-yard line in the hopes to maybe pin the Mustangs back a little bit. Mounds View setting up a return. I think might be Wheeler back there. We'll take a look here. And they'll run and keep. They run and keep. Going for the 1st down. I don't think they got it. I think they're a yard short. And they will turn over on downs. Both teams trying to go for the fake punt. Both teams trying to go into the bag of tricks. This time they sniff it out. And a turnover on downs for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and just a good play by the Mustang defense there to get that stop, to stop him short. I mean, he looked like he had to get to just short of the 40 there. I think it was the 37, 38-yard line that he had to get to. So it was 42.
Might have been a yard. Yeah, probably about a yard shy, yard
short.
and a half.
But you make the stop. And again, it's not about being perfect.
Yep.
It's about getting the stop and just winning the play.
They win that play. They get that big stop, and they must have had a little. They seemed prepared for it. Although they will do that rollout punt a lot. So, I mean, they disguise this fairly well. As you can see, Day hangs onto it and just tries to make a move. But that's a big time hit right there. What a nice job coming in to make that play was Andrew Molinar. 1st and 10. Now we get a timeout for Mounds View.
Timeout. Mounds View. First charge timeout of the half.
So Mounds View takes their first timeout. We get a chance to kind of chill out here a little bit through a quarter and change. Tim Anderson, Ryan Nelson Kane here with you on QCTV, QCTV.org. Hope you've enjoyed this entire fall season. It has been so much fun going out and checking out all the soccer games and the volleyball games and, of course, all the football games week after week here on QCTV. I want to thank you for your continued support and your continued viewership. 6-0. Defense going to go back to work here for Anoka. Somebody's looking for a big play here, right? Either offensively for Mounds View, you want something big, and if you're Anoka, you want something big here too. Big sack, a turnover, something.
Well, and you look at a team like Anoka that's had some problems getting pressure on the quarterback a little bit here, that you want to be able to get at him a little bit. Because the one play where you did get pressure, he nearly threw an interception. So you come back out on defense, you're going to try and throw a punch there. If you're Mounds View, you're going to hope that you can start to break those same tackles that Anoka's breaking on offense, that you're running the same kind of plays. Can I catch those breaks on offense that Anoka's catching here to try and make this a bit more of an even game offensively?
So work back to work. 1st down and 10. Showing a little bit of a muddle look here is Adam Denike's defense as they show bluffs all over the place. They're showing guys moving, a lot of movement defensively, trying to confuse Warwick as he sits in the shotgun. Gets the snap, low snap, but he'll hand it off anyway. And it's Olsen who bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers, and he'll pick up a couple, 3, 4. That looked like a play that was going to go for nothing, and instead he gets 2 or 3 before he's finally brought down by Will Valiant.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Do you break do you get the same breaks that Anoka's getting at this point? Can you break those tackles? Can you step outside of that? And you see right there, just a missed tackle, second missed tackle, and then you finally get the third guy get the tackle.
It actually looked like a pretty good block, actually being held by that up front lineman for Mounds View that might have just held that just long enough for Olsen to make a move, and maybe a patient run there from Mitchell Olsen as well.
And for a freshman, that's exactly what you're looking for. Can you be patient? Can you keep your eyes up? Can you keep your feet on the ground?
2nd down and 5 or 4 or 6, whatever you want to call it at this point. Oh, a little pressure coming here, and Work goes down. Big pursuit that time. Coming in for making a big play is Logan Day. And that's going to back him up and set up another 3rd down and long.
Just a good play from Anoka there. You get pressure up the middle. You really collapse that offensive line and collapse that pocket. He's looking for a pass, and he just has no time at all. We talk about big plays, things that can change the game. That's exactly what you're looking for. Gets him behind schedule again.
3rd down now and 11 as Logan Day makes a nice play to get into the backfield on Owen Wark, setting up a crucial 3rd down. There it looks like they got trips up top. And now they're actually going to move some guys around. Now they stay with the trips up top as they slide Antoine Vaz up there. And now we've got a whistle and a timeout.
Timeout. Mounds View.
So they called 2
Second
timeouts here in the last couple of
half.
minutes.
And you kind of start to wonder when Moundsview's going to get guys like Ryan Cunahan and Dylan Wheeler a little bit more involved in this offense. You've already seen that Tyler Nystrom can move in space. We've seen that their freshman running back can move a little bit. But are you going to get the rest of this sort of upperclassmen wide receiver core working a little bit? Do you have the time to get that done? Because we really haven't seen that a whole lot from them.
Yeah, when we're looking, a little variety, trying to make sure you can get all your guys in play, right? It'd be nice to see that. And, of course, like we talked about, both teams like to sort of do the same stuff. So we've seen a lot of Eli Paulson and Logan LaChance and Wes Laver on one side. We've seen a lot of Nystrom. We've seen a lot of Rask on the other side. So you're kind of right. We're sort of looking to see where that extra variety, that extra receiver, that extra play is going to be. Could be right here. 3rd down and 11, 9:21 to play, opening half, 6-0 Tornadoes in this opening section playoff game. Wark. Shotgun with Olsen right next to him. Wark back to pass. Here comes pressure. Lots of pressure. He's got to throw it off the back foot, but it's caught and complete, and it's Wheeler. And a great open field tackle by Greg Mitchell will set up 4th down. Wow, was that a great play from Mitchell.
And you talk a lot about, when are we going to see Wheeler and Cunahan? Maybe I should call more names here, and we can see more people here. But a good play there from Moundsview to get this into 4th and manageable. If you're going to go for this, but it looks like they're going to run the punt unit out here.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough spot to be in. And Anoka did the same thing, ran a punt from right here. Although who knows, we might see a fake. We've seen a couple already.
If we're going to dump the grab bag out on the field here and see who can pick something up.
Well, it is Halloween. Just throw the bag candy out there, everybody, and that's how we do a great open field tackle by Greg Mitchell. Wow.
Oh, goodness, absolutely.
That was
just
fantastic.
Wrapped around the legs, form tackle.
Snap. They will punt it. Decent one. Straight ahead. Fair catch called for. Oh, my. That will get your heart pumping a little bit as Eli Paulson's able to secure it, and the Tornadoes will go back to work.
Well, we've seen all of the tricks. We finally get a treat there with the punt. That one pins Anoka deep here, about inside the 20. Which, if you're Moundsview, you finally flip the field position game here that you've been kind of on the wrong end of for this first half.
So now if you're Anoka, a couple of defensive drives now in a row for they've had to be on the field a little bit. Not a ton, right? But you'd like a sustained drive now. Couple first downs if you're Anoka, right?
Yeah, outside of that first drive, they really haven't moved the ball real well. It's been a couple of 3-and-outs. You feel like that second drive that Moundsview had where they had the fake punt that was successful and they moved the ball a little bit, really took Anoka out of their offensive rhythm.
So a big drive coming up here for the Tornadoes. And a lot of guys lined up on the line here for Mounds who bringing pressure, at least showing pressure to Deutschman, which causes Coach Bo to maybe change that play at the line. They shift Laver over. And now Deutschman will go back to pass. Here comes pressure. Unblocked. Deutschman escapes the first one. Got to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. And boy, was he under siege.
Does a great job to dodge that the first tackler there in the backfield. Ducks right under his arm and slides right out. You'd like to see him complete that ball, but just getting it out is a win at that point.
Yeah, they were unblocked from the outside. As you take a look there, coming hard with Sam Heinrichs, and I thought for sure he was going to get him.
What saved him was he looked to his left. He saw his eventual target there, and he starts to look left and make that throw, and they just catches him out of the corner of his eye. Just barely saved himself.
So we go trips to the near side this time. 2nd down and 10. And everybody takes a quick look, and now they move Paulson in motion. Deutschman hands it off. Straight ahead run for Laver, and that's a good power move there. Pick up 6-7 yards or so as they get to the 24-yard line.
Kind of an uncharacteristic power there from Anoka in that spot. You'd kind of expect 2nd and long. You might try and throw it, but good work to get into 3rd and manageable here, and we'll see what they pull out of the hat this time.
Seeing a few more power looks out of Anoka. They've normally been sort of finessey, and they still show you some finesse looks, but they're definitely not afraid to run here a little bit tonight. A little more north and south. Deutschman, though, will go again. Trips up top this time. Might be the same idea as this time they bring another motion play with Paulson, and there's a quick throw, and oh my, that's intercepted. What a great catch, as that was just a soft little soap bubble from Deutschman. But I think they got it. This is close, though. They're going to call it incomplete. They call it incomplete, and if you had replay, you'd almost want to look at it. Evan Hatton makes a really fine effort here at this one, and we'll take a look. Oh, it's on the ground right there. That's probably a good call. Or at least it looks like it's on the ground there as it comes out of his hand. It's that soap bubble. He looks like he got hit as he threw there, Ryan.
Yeah, it just we talk again about making as few mistakes as possible in a game like this, a tight game, a close game. You absolutely can't leave that up like that. What looked like what happened is he just didn't have the space to step up and step into that throw and put the zip on it he needed.
Another timing route is what they were looking for. Day will come on and punt. Good high one. But Mounds View's got some room to run, and they want it. Wheeler trying to make the turn the other way. He's able to get a block, and he's got some daylight on the outside. Wheeler gets it to the 40-yard line, turns it back upfield in Anoka territory to the 35 before the special teams finally wraps him up. And good field position. That's exactly why you punt, I guess, on the previous series, because it's worked out perfectly for Mounds View here.
That's exactly what we were talking about when they punted, was that they pinned them deep. Now you hope you can go out there and get a defensive stop. They do. This is exactly what Anoka did to them in the first quarter after that first drive, is you flip the field position. Now you got it in good spot. Can we go out there and cash in and get a touchdown?
Take a look at some games going on around us tonight in playoff action. We get a look at Eastview Centennial.
My alma mater.
Yeah, there you go. Go Cougars for you, I guess. Centennial up 7-rip early on in that one. As thanks to our friends over at North Metro for covering that one. Appreciate them. We'll be checking in with
Coach
some different
Diggins
games.
is just giving it to that ref right now. He is just
yelling.
having none of it.
Clearly having none of it early on. He's in a mood, if you could say. Handoff straight ahead. It's Olsen. Mitchell Olsen's going to pick up a couple. And they'll set up a 2nd down here. Starting to get a little cool here at night as we're into that. It feels like a fall brisk night, doesn't it?
There's nothing better. Football weather.
It is football weather. You're right about that. Absolutely.
Got the hot tornadoes over there working at the concession stand tonight.
Oh, yeah. We need that hot. Yeah, I need one of those. Those things are delicious. My goodness. I didn't bring any cash, though. They take a Venmo? I wonder if they do. I have to go over there. Handoff again. It's work. Handoff to Olsen, who's going to cross the 30 to the 28-yard line or so. Set up another 3rd down. This time, though, a 3rd and short for Mounds View, and they haven't had a lot of these tonight.
Finally starting to get the ball running here. They're moving north and south. They're stopped with that cute little pitch out to the right. They're getting some yards straight ahead. They're doing exactly what they need to do to get that momentum and rhythm going that we talked about that they didn't have in the first quarter.
So we go 3rd down and about 3. Critical play here. You got to think it's 4-down territory no matter what for Mounds View right here. But this is a critical spot for the Tornadoes to try to force it. Works. Going to scramble. He's going to look. He's going to throw, and it is over the middle and caught. Brilliant play for a 1st down. Mounds View will keep it rolling, and there's Dylan Wheeler once again. 6'2", senior, and he's a big target.
Yeah, I mean, the size advantage to both these teams seems to be on the offense. A good tall receiver there, good hands, way to get down and get that ball. But you look at both of these teams, offensively, they're so much bigger than the defenses that they're playing.
Yeah, some big receivers, except for, Anoka's got some speed burners, some shorter guys, but they do have some size on the line, and you can see big quarterback here, big wide receivers. Oh, we're going to go a halfback pass. Olsen with a duck to the end zone, and that's going to be intercepted, but I think we'll have interference on that play, as it looked like both guys collided on that duck. So that interception I don't think is going to stand, as we saw a flag fly in the end zone. Coach Bo hates it because it's a halfback pass. Take a look again, a wobbly duck, and they trip on each other's feet right there. I don't know if I like that call.
I have a hard time calling that a pass interference. Obviously, we're hindsight's 2020, and we've got the extra camera up here. That the refs are bless them for being out here tonight. But that seems like it's a pretty tough call if you're Anoka.
And that's what I think Coach Bo is saying, is like everybody's turning and looking at the ball, and everybody's got a right to it, is what he's arguing.
Bit of a break for Mounds View here.
Big break for Mounds View, as the interception is off the board, and it's going to be 1st down and 10, as it was half the distance to the goal there.
It's the second time we've seen that almost turnover on the goal line for Mounds View.
Right, and you can see that's I don't know if I want to run that play again, though. That didn't look like a great pass from Mitchell Olsen there. But it works out. They get the play they need. They get half the distance, and we got 1st down and 10 at the 11, so they can still get a 1st down here as they work in the short field. 2 wide receivers to the top and the bottom. Back to pass, it's Ward. He's looking. He's going to go on a slant, and that's going to be knocked down over the middle, looking for Dylan Wheeler. Nice defensive play that time, as stepping up was 44. That's Ian Wittick. And Rodriguez, I suppose, is out there as well. No, 44 is the one we saw there, so that's good. Wittick.
Work got absolutely crushed on that throw, too. He was just devastated in the back end of that play. You wonder if he start to feel that pressure a little bit. It's the second time now that he's kind of faced pressure down near in the red zone here, where he's nearly thrown an interception down near the goal line.
Well, those defensive minds of Adam Denicky, Jeff Berkeley down on the field as well, they're going to try to dial up and be aggressive, you'd have to think. And you wonder if that's what we'll see. 2nd down and 10 with 5:24 to play first half. Here come the Tornadoes again. They're going to throw over the top, and that's a play in the end zone, intercepted. A brilliant defensive play that time by the Tornadoes. Jamison Madlin gets the big-time pick. Huge turnover and a little fade ball with maybe too much air. Great defensive play.
Yeah, you started to get the feeling that this was coming, right? That there was something was going to break one way or the other here, be it a touchdown on some kind of busted coverage or some trick play. But now the mistake goes in the favor of the Anoka Tornadoes. They get the ball on the 20-yard line.
You're just asking your tall receiver to win a one-on-one right there. Is that all right? But that was really a great box out by Jamison Madlin.
Absolutely. I mean, he comes right across the field. The quarterback obviously didn't see him coming. But if you're the quarterback, what you want to do is get a little more air under that ball, give your guy some time to settle back under the ball rather than trying to will it into him.
So a delayed handoff, straight ahead, running some room that time, and they're going to be up near the 1st down. No doubt the Tornadoes want to try to get something going on this drive and see if they can get up by double digits before the half. Wes Laver again on the carry. Gets it to 2nd down and probably 1 yard or so. Good 9-yard carry on 1st down.
Yeah, good blocking up front. They opened up a hole that I could have driven my Ford EcoSport through.
Way to advertise. There's a good quick hitter to Paulson, who's going to get wrapped up, but might be enough for a 1st down. So he picks up maybe a yard on that catch. Paulson's been busy. They've been going to him early and often in this first half.
And good for him, too. He's done the most with what he's gotten so far.
Yeah, he's broken a few tackles, made some plays. Trying to give Deutschman some easy looks here as well, it appears. Deutschman again, straight ahead run to Laver, and he's going to pick up a couple on 1st down to the 32 to 33 yard line.
That was more of a Prius hole there, Tim. Not quite an EcoSport, not quite a Mack truck.
More like a Matchbox car. I didn't know there was a lot of room there at all. Well, we have an injury timeout on the field. One of the Tornado linemen.
My time.
And we will take that official's timeout as athletic trader Heidi Beckendorf and Coach Bo are out there to take a look. So a chance to kind of reset. And you always worry when you get those big piles in the middle like that about guys running over each other, and wonder if that's maybe what we got right there.
Yeah, and you get guys that are just pinned down on the ground that can't really defend themselves real well down there. It becomes a difficult situation for them, and it's scary too. I mean, if you're down in the middle of that, it can be a difficult situation.
And you know a little bit about that, being kind of an old lineman yourself, right? You know how physical that gets inside, and there's not a lot of room when you run these kind of halfback dives and these kinds of plays like that.
Well, if you're doing your job, there is. And that's part of it, too, is you don't get off the line real well right there. You don't get to the second level. You don't open up a hole. Suddenly it becomes a big pileup, and things like this can happen. So if you're an offensive lineman, you want to be able to do your job so that you can protect everyone around you, including yourself.
So, no, we can't really see the number at this point, but as you can see, Heidi's working, and now we get kind of a look. 73, it appears that is, and that is Grant Chapman, who's their junior, who's had a really fine year, 6'5", junior lineman. He's done such a nice job for them.
Big blindside protector there for Mr. Grant Deutschman.
At least good to see him getting up, walking off on his own. Hopefully that's a good sign there.
Mm-hmm. A little slowly, a little gingerly.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that one for sure.
We'll hope the big fella can work his way through it.
We get back on the field, 2nd down and 6. They got 4 yards on that big dog pile. It didn't look like it was going to get much, but it ends up being 4 yards.
You start pulling 4 yards on plays like that, it means you're moving the rock.
You're changing the line of scrimmage for sure, no question. 2nd down and 6 now. Deutschman back to work. Tornadoes looking for one more score before the half, and they're going to roll out here on 2nd down and then go back the other way to Paulson, who's got room to go. He's across midfield, and he's got daylight to the outside 30. He's down the sidelines, and he is gone. Touchdown, Anoka. Eli Paulson.
Boy, just a great throw. I mean, just an amazing play call from Bo Wasrick there. Just a great throw from Jacob Deutschman. And obviously Paulson takes it the distance. But you get everyone moving one way, you throw it back the other way, and suddenly you got a lot of daylight.
Little misdirection on that one. Brilliant. And now they will run that wacky 2-point conversion look, as you can see. And they're going to go LaChance, and that's going to be stopped. Now, I've seen this play work. And that's going to be stopped a yard short.
Almost got it.
And they almost got it. They have ran this play a bunch. Take another look at this one again, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Paulson's just out there waiting. It's a little lollipop for him. He's knocking at the door. He says trick or treat, and Deutschman gives him a little treat there for the end zone here in the playoffs.
What was it about the rollout that got the defense kind of out of position there? What was the thing?
The rest of the offense is running that way. So you have a couple of guys that are out in that trips formation, but you run a flood formation to that right side. So the defense is thinking the whole play with either run or pass is going to be that way. You think about that near sack that he had, or that sack that they had earlier on Deutschman, where they're rolling out and they get pressure from the right side. They let them come free, and he doesn't make a decision. They get the sack. This time he throws it back the other direction. So you set up, even in failure, they're able to set up a success in that because they give them the same look, the same play. They remind them of the success they had. They kind of dangle the carrot in front of them, and then they throw it back on the opposite side.
Really brilliant stuff right there. And Eli Paulson's been a menace in this first half. He has been all over the field.
And so far, I would say offensively, if you're Anoka, he's probably your first half MVP.
Making a couple of big plays, a big 12-0 lead now. I mean, you haven't gotten those 2-point conversions yet, but 12-0. You have the 2-score advantage, and in a half where it feels like it's been a lot more even than this, all of a sudden you're up 2 scores.
And you trust your defense. Your defense is playing really well. You get a stop on downs. You get a pick in the end zone. You're doing what you need to do defensively, so you hope that this can continue for them.
And if you're Moundsview, you got to be happy you're moving the ball. Just got to see if you can put it away. This time they kick it off again and out to about the 25-yard line. And there's some time here for Owen Warwick to get things rolling. That's Olsen on the return. And
you got to remind your guys here, if you're Moundsview, it's 12 points. It's 2 possessions. It's not insurmountable. We've got another drive here before the end of the first half. You have to score here. Anoka gets the ball to start the second half here, so you can't let them come back and get the ball, potentially get another score. You can't go 3 and out here. You've got to put a drive together if you're Moundsview. And
that's got to be what Coach Bo might be thinking on the other side here, too. If we can get a quick stop, we can get a little 2-for-1 thing going here and get another possession before the half and then come right out again.
Absolutely. A little bit of a double dip there. But if you're Moundsview, you absolutely can't have that.
So we spread it out again. Big surprise from either team. And Wark in motion is Nystrom. Now Wark's got to go, and he's in trouble. He eludes the first sacker. He's trying to make a move to the outside before he is corralled and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Big defensive play once again is coming in, I think, was Valiant. And this Tornado defense starting to find Owen Wark a little bit.
Little hobble on Wark there, but it's a little pressure up the middle again on Wark, and it's one of those weird plays where it looked like it might have been a pass. You can't quite tell if it was a run or a designed run or a pass there for the quarterback.
Logan Jungling actually on that one for the Tornadoes comes up and makes the play at the end. Nice job there. And again, a lot of movement being shown by this defense of Anoka pre-snap. Kind of some different looks and wrinkles, you could say. Wark on another quick slant, and there's an open room right there. Lots of daylight down the middle of the field. Here come the Mustangs the other way. Rask with a stiff arm to the end zone. He goes down to the 10. He scores. Touchdown. Brilliant pitch and catch from Wark and Rask. And just like that, the Mustangs are right back in this game.
Yeah, from the jaws of victory there, they snatch a bit of a defeat if you're Anoka. That's you get the sack, you get the positive play, and then you give up the ultimate dagger. You can't give that up right there. Just right over the middle, just a perfect play call. You get your wide receiver on a safety, kind of biting in on that skinny post. Just not a whole lot you can do if you're the coverage man there for Anoka, and if you're taking the angle on that tackle, you've got to commit to it. You can't play this game where you're dancing inside outside.
So a wide open middle of the field extra point is good, and it is 12-7. Tornadoes are going to get the ball. That was a very quick score. So if you're Anoka, you're just thinking, we got to go get the ball, go score again here. But man, what a play by Mounds View to get themselves back in it. That was a big time throw by Wark and a big time play from Hunter Rask.
It's just exactly what you're hoping to see.
Little conversation between Coach Bo and Greg Mitchell. I don't know if it was Mitchell who bid on that play. I thought maybe it was, I couldn't quite see the number, but I didn't know if it was Mitchell or not, but maybe it was. And in the end, a big play right there to go 12-7. As you take a look at the bracket on this side, Lakeville South, the number 1 seed. They're playing Hopkins right now. We have the 4-5 here. Blaine and Totino are doing battle right now. Shakopee and Park down on the bottom end of this end of the bracket. Lakeville South, obviously, very, very good.
A lot of good matchups here in this bracket.
That's an interesting one, isn't it? And there's updates, as you can see, scores flashing at the bottom of your screen. You can keep an eye on those tonight. Eastridge, as you can see, up over Prior Lake early on in this game, 17-0 tonight. Stillwater all over Egan.
42 points in the first half, man.
Big surprise there. We'll keep our eyes on, obviously, that Eastridge or that Eastview Centennial game as Wyzetta's up 17-0 on Osseo. Start looking around and, again, seeing more of those scores in a 12-7 game with 2:59 to go. Coach Bo heading onto the field looking for something from the official, and that's what's slowing this up a little bit. Wonder what they're checking on. And we wait. Looks like they're going to throw some water down on the field. Or something happened back there. So it's Greg Mitchell and Paulson who are going to be back to get this thing. And maybe that was the conversation with Coach Bo. It's like, hey, go catch the kickoff here.
Yeah, you want to get into good field position here, but you also don't want to run too much of that. You don't want to run too little of that clock down if you do want to put this in the end zone here. You'd like to have a quick score. Obviously, you're not going to turn down a score, but you want to drive here so that you can go into halftime with a 2-score lead, come out and get the ball. There's a bit of a gamesmanship aspect to this a little bit.
All right,
here.
Something is up there. We got an official's timeout. And I wonder what this is about. If maybe there's a little blood on the field, I wonder. They threw some water down back there.
Athletic trainer's looking.
Yep, Heidi Beckendorf is going over there, and it's the only thing I can think of is that there might be a little blood on the turf. And yep, down there perhaps doing some maintenance here as we take a look. Yep, spraying that, so there's clearly
ammonia.
something going on down there. Yep, probably a little blood. Got to clean it up.
Got the old wrestling tactic out there. Got to get the mat girls out there with the little brush and the mop.
Well, Heidi is as good as it gets. She's one of the very, very best trainers in the area. I don't know if she thought field maintenance was going to be part of her job tonight, but hey, you know what? Everybody's got a role. So the field is, let's see if it's up to referee Donald Adderley's standards, and we start to jump around down in the student section. And we are jumping around in the student section. Good times. There they are.
Well, you won't mistake it for Camp Randall, but at least they're having fun.
Hey, you know what? It's not quite Camp Randall, but it's a good time, as you can take a look. It's also costume night.
Of course, the Halloween capital of the world.
Of course it is.
Got the giant chicken.
Take a look at Wyzetta and Osseo going on. Thanks to our friends at CCX, 23-0. Wyzetta is looking good.
A lot of blowouts today.
Well, it's that first round. Eden Prairie on top of Coon Rapids right now, pretty big. Lakeville North on top of White Bear, 17-0 as well. So these 4-5s are the games you got to look at, Rhino, because this is where you're going to see these close games. Thanks to CCX as well. Brought to you again by our friends over there. We do appreciate them letting us take a look into that one. They're going to squib it. So they go away from Mitchell and away from Paulson completely, and taken by one of the up men. And some daylight here as they get up near the 40-yard line. That might have been Eden Goya. Trying to get a look here at the number, and indeed it looks like it was Eden Goya, who's, boy, if you're going to get an up man, let's get one of the fastest guys on the team to do that. That's not a bad idea. That works.
It's like a flag up there, too.
Penalty on the play, and that is back at the 32-yard line, and we're going to see what they call. Could be an area of a hold here, or a block in the back of some sort.
Looks to me like there may have been a part of the play where somebody came back and cracked back a little bit there and peeled back on the block.
Holding on the return team.
So we get a hold on the Tornadoes.
Penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down, Anoka.
So we got a 10-yard penalty there, and we will go back that up. First down and 10 from about the 19-yard line, or 22-yard line, 23-yard line, I should say. So that'll set us up with perhaps one more drive offensively for Anoka. Both teams now starting to get some things rolling here. A couple of big scores in the last two possessions. A long touchdown with Eli Paulson. Long touchdown from Hunter Rask.
As the giant chicken crosses in front of us, maybe getting ready for halftime.
Why did the chicken cross the bleachers here?
To go get a hot tornado.
To go get a hot tornado at the concession stand is what they did. Yeah, exactly. Deutschman. Little play action. Now they go with a little screen. It's LaChance. He's going to get himself out to the 26-yard line. That was stiffed out nicely that time, and brought down was Ryan Edelman.
Man, that Edelman's a big kid.
Big kid for a linebacker. You're right about that. So they'll pick up about 3-4. It was set up second down and 7 from the 26. Clock running at 2:30. Rolling out Deutschman. This time we'll run and throw, and it's caught. Out near the 40-yard line, spinning to the 42-43. And that might be Keenan Rodriguez first time. Let's see here. Nope, that's number 4. It's Colin McKay. McKay's first time for catching the ball tonight.
Just a great throw on the run from Deutschman there. Puts it right where he needs to put it. Puts this guy in a position where he's not going to get hit too hard, and he can run after the catch.
Now Deutschman will run this side on a rollout. They're going to bring pressure. He's going to step up and throw. He's got a guy open, and that is caught by Paulson down to the 23-yard line. Pretty ball from Deutschman and a big play from Paulson. And here come the Tornadoes yet again.
A big play by Paulson. We could probably brand that into some wood and put it into the studio here for the remainder of the game. This kid is absolutely torching the Moundsview defense.
First down they go again. It's LaChance on a straight-ahead run. Broken tackle. A couple of broken tackles, and they're up near the 10-yard line to the 9, and that's going to set up first down and goal for Anoka, and another straight-ahead run from LaChance.
And they're kind of running this weird rhythm where they get a big passing play and they hand it off. They get a big passing play and they hand it off, and they're getting chunk yards every time.
They set up again. Now another rollout. Here comes Deutschman. They're going to fire right away near the end zone, and that's going to be caught and down at the 1-yard line. Caught down to the 1. As it's McKay yet again, and he gets inside the 1-yard line. This is going to be his second and goal from basically the 1-yard line, and a flag as well.
Sideline warning.
Oh, sideline warning to get back on Moundsview.
Yeah, that's your side.
All right, so a sideline warning assessed to Moundsview on this one.
got to keep in control of the guys on the sideline here. They're as much a part of the game as anybody else.
So they're trying to do the old get back. That's where you got to get the get back coach. That's John Madden used to talk about that forever, right?
Well, and we're starting to see more and more of those.
Who's
around.
the assigned get back coach? Ball spotted at the 1 yard line. Starting to see them get some success with Deutschman rolling and getting some motion and movement.
Oh, we've seen a couple of different scoring plays come on that now, right? I mean, it's the big play to Paulson that ended up in the touchdown a few minutes ago was on a rollout. You're starting to see the first down throws on a rollout. Another power set from Anoka here.
Big power set. Looks like student body straight up the middle run, and is it enough? It is. Touchdown Anoka. That looked like Deutschman on a quarterback keeper. And that was just get the whole student section to run in front for Deutschman, and they were able to get it in for the touchdown. A big score with 1:16 to play in the half, and Anoka looks like they found some rhythm here.
Well, you call it a quarterback sneak if it wasn't so obvious. I mean, he really just pounded that ball right up the middle into the end zone. There was no question about what they were doing or where they were going on that play.
Now they will attempt the extra point. And it is good. So after 2 missed 2-point conversions, they opt this time to just kick the extra point. Logan Day will get it, and it's 19-7. The Tornadoes lead, and a really strong drive right there, led by, of course, the big pass play from Deutschman to Paulson.
And yet again, Paulson showing up in big spots here for Anoka. Deutschman throwing a good ball, getting it right where it needs to go. You'd like to see him get a little bit more under it so Paulson can get that in stride and run a little bit. But you just complete the ball, right? In high school football, all you want to do is just get the ball, get where you want it to be, make sure that everything is complete, everything is clean, play mistake-free football. And really, that's been the key this whole first half for Anoka, is outside of that long touchdown that they gave up, this has been a good half of mistake-free football for Anoka. And Mounds View has been so close on a couple of these different things that if they just make one little extra inch, one little extra play, they could be right there. So this is such a close game, even though it's a 2-score game and Anoka's going to get the ball in the second half. It's so tight, and those little mistakes are the difference right now.
Yeah, the turnover in the end zone, I mean, things change very quickly if you can get that, right? I mean, it becomes a 1-score game, and it's very tight at this point. But instead, it's a 2-score game yet again. And now if you're Anoka, you're just saying, no big plays before the half. Let's go to the half up 19-7.
I mean, ideally, you can get the ball back, but you're going to take what you can get at this point. You do your job, you go out and you get back up 2 scores.
Here comes Day to kick it off. 19-7, minute 16 left to play first half. Day's kick is a high end over end, going to be taken at about the 15-yard line. Couple of broken tackles as they get up to the 26, 27-yard line. And nice little return that time for Mounds View as we get a look at who's at the bottom of that pile. It might have been Olsen. No, I think it looks like it is 40. Oh, it's 84 right there. 84 gets that one. That is Parker Nelson.
It's good for any of these kids to get their hands on the ball. Obviously, you want to be in that spot under the lights. That's what you practice for. It's what you work for all season. And to get an opportunity to move the ball yourself is absolutely something that you want to be doing. So good for Parker there to get his hands on the ball. Good for his parents to see him actually get to do something in a game if he's on special teams. A lot of those guys don't always get opportunities on the offense and defensive plays.
Had a look right there at that Anoka offensive line, taking a look at the film from the previous play.
Some ice bags going around down there.
Gotta get some ice bags rolling too, apparently. Yeah, although it's plenty cool enough. Work, low snap, he'll take it. He's going to throw. He's going to throw a little fade looking for Wheeler, who makes a nice adjustment, but then Mitchell gets just enough of his body in there to break that up. Great job by Mitchell, although I'm not even sure he was knowing what he was doing right there.
Look, it's just a great instinctive play. You watch him get his hand back up to try and bat that ball down. You're in the right position, and when you're in the right position, things can go your way. So that's all you ask of your corners out there is just be where you want them to be.
Clearly, Mounds View has made a decision that they want to get Dylan Wheeler the ball, and if he gets one-on-one on the outside, they're willing to just throw it up and take their chances.
Absolutely, and we talked about this at the end of the first quarter, that what you want to see is when can we get those guys like Wheeler the ball. They've done it a couple of times. You know, he's got that long touchdown. It's been a good day for him.
And we're trying it again. This time he overshoots Wheeler, as Wheeler in coverage with Sawyer Shell that time for the Tornadoes, and they are trying to get him the ball. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Wheeler on Shell, that's kind of the playmaker on playmaker so far tonight.
Shell is a very fast outside corner. Comes from a family of speedsters. Watch Carter Shell play baseball. You can No, that's true. The older brother. Now 3rd down, crowd gets loud in the student section. Crucial 3rd down here as Anoka, you're right, if they make a stop here, might be getting the ball with at least 30, 40 seconds left. Warwick back to pass. He's going to look. He's going to get hit as he throws, and that's going to be picked off. Intercepted. It's Shell. Sawyer Shell across the 30 as we go back the other way. Now inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. And another big turnover for the Tornadoes.
Well, Tim, games aren't won in the first half, but they can be lost in the first half, and what you just saw there was a huge mistake from the Mounds Mustangs on offense there. You absolutely cannot have that be the result of that play. You'd like to see more of what you saw from Warwick with some good timing throws, but it really feels now that they're on their heels. They give up a couple of big pass plays, and they're trying to make up for it with a couple of big swings. Just play your game. You've got a whole other half to play. Just get out of the first half, and now you give Anoka a chance to come out and potentially go up 3 scores before halftime, and they get the ball back.
Yeah, it felt like a little out of body right there, the way they were just sort of chucking it and trying to go one-on-one on the outside. Just felt a little not them.
Absolutely. It's just going away from what you've been doing and what's been successful for you.
And now you give the Tornadoes some time with field position. Deutschman steps up in the pocket and chucks one, but he throws it behind as had a guy cutting, but might have just missed that post at the end. Looking for, I believe that might have been Barrett or Paulson, one of those two right there.
And really what you're looking for on that throw is you're trying to throw it to the inside, but the inside gets taken away by the safety. You start to wonder if he was just throwing it to a spot and his timing was just a little bit off on that. So we'll see if he comes back and they try a similar play here. They're getting a good look for deep throws here. They don't have a whole lot of coverage on that top right side, so we'll see if they try that again here.
Yeah, they go Paulson and McKay up top. They go Rodriguez and Barrett underneath. And they're going to roll up, and they're going to throw. And they're going to go just over the head of Tommy Barrett. On the run, Deutschman had him, just kind of sailed it over the head, out of bounds. Now 3rd and 10 with 35 seconds to go first half.
Now here, I think it's probably 4-down territory if you're Anoka. You get to 4th and manageable, try and get the sticks moved. You've got enough time. You've got a couple of timeouts. Let's see if Coach Bo decides that that's what he wants to do here.
3rd and 10. They go trips to the inside. Deutschman with the look back to Coach Bo, and now here we go. Rolling up to the top. Deutschman looking, throwing. It is caught, complete and out of bounds. It's McKay for a 1st down. Tornadoes move the sticks on a brilliant play.
Deutschman just says 4-down territory. We don't need 4 downs. We'll get it on 3rd down here. We'll get out of bounds. We'll save that timeout and see if we can get into the end zone here.
He seems really comfortable on the run. Like he's more comfortable running than he is maybe just in the pocket.
Success breeds comfort there, and he's been very successful on that tonight.
1st down and 10 from about the 17-yard lines where they scrimmage. 30 seconds to play first half. Good job by McKay to get out of bounds on that one as well to save the timeouts. Now Deutschman rolls to the inside. He's going to fire it, and he's going to throw it over the head of Keenan Rodriguez that time. The intended receiver for the Tornadoes sets up 2nd down and 10.
3rd or 4th time now he's rolled out to his left, and he's been high. You start to wonder if maybe he just needs to find his mechanics a little bit on that, flip his hips a little bit, and throw the ball.
Boy, Rodriguez makes a lot of big-time catches, and it usually is like right around now. Like you don't hear from Rodriguez for 2 quarters, and then all of a sudden he catches 8 balls in a row. Like that's just it's almost like a security blanket almost. And that time looking for him near the goal line. Sets up 2nd down and 10. Spread him out again. Fake the handoff to Lauber. Now, take that LaChance on the screen. LaChance will catch it now on the screen to the about 11 or 12, and they will call a timeout. 15 seconds to go in the half. Anoka takes a timeout with 1 remaining.
Timeout.
And you want to talk about
Anoka.
Safety blankets, kind of that safety area here for Anoka. When you kind of lose the rhythm, when you don't get what you want, step back and throw the screen.
Yep.
We've seen that 3 or 4 times now where they've had a negative play, incomplete pass, a sack. What do? Come back and throw the screen. Get them off schedule. Get them off tempo. It's exactly what Anoka's trying to do to Moundsview right now, and it's working like a charm. They're moving the ball really well in this first half. We'll see if they can keep it up and what adjustments Moundsview decides to make.
It does feel like that, and it does seem like Coach Bo's got, and Trey Delamarter, the offensive staff for Anoka, they feel like they got a play for just about everything. Like they've got plans and contingency plans, and they make some good checks.
And it feels like after that last drive, it really feels like they've got Moundsview on their heels. They're kind of wobbly right now after that last touchdown, and now a quick pick, and they're back in the red zone. It feels like, you know, you can't win a game this early if you're Anoka. You've got to come out and play the second half really well and continue this success. But you've really got them on their heels here. They're going to have to make some serious adjustments if you can get this into the end zone in the next 15 seconds.
This would be a big one. 3rd down and about 15 seconds to play first half. Deutschman, shotgun once again. They stack the receivers up to the near side and up top. They move LaChance. And now Deutschman, 3-step drop. He's looking. Now he's going to go end zone. He's got Rodriguez in the end zone. And it is dropped. Oh, just a good play defensively by Mounds View to keep that out of the hands of Rodriguez. And that's going to set up 4th down and decision time for Coach Bo. Don't have a super secure field goal situation, so they may just opt to go for this thing and fire it to the end zone.
I mean, it's probably the best option. You've got 9 seconds. You do have one more timeout. If you can get the 4th and if you can get the 5 yards, if Deutschman just doesn't see anything, decides to roll out, and that's probably where I'd say that I'd be going.
Get a quick one, get a timeout.
Get a quick one-hitter, hit a timeout. Maybe see if you can kick a field goal, get 3 more points. If this is incomplete, but the big thing for them is I'd get Deutschman rolling out right and give him the option.
Here he comes, rolling out as you say. He's throwing. He's got a guy. It's caught, and they didn't get out of bounds that time. But he's trying to go to the end zone with it, and he is down at the goal line with 2 seconds to go. Coach Bo says timeout.
Deutschman's pass to Cullen McKay.
McKay thought he might have got in. Referee says no. You're down at the 6-inch line.
Anoka, 3rd and final timeout.
I thought McKay might go out of bounds here, but he went for it. Oh, and that's close. That is close, but they must have thought he was out of bounds just before he put his hand out.
That right foot just kind of grazes that outside that out of bounds line. And obviously, you don't have replay in high school football, so we're going to trust the refs here. These guys out here doing a job that not a whole lot of people want to be out here doing this year. So we thank them for being out here, and it's a tough job. It's a thankless job a bit for these referees out here in high school football.
And I think that the turf is helpful right here because you can see pretty clearly if he does get out, and we'll try to see if we can see it from this angle. If he does get pushed out right, it's close.
It's close.
It really depends on where his foot is down there, and we can't really see it in that pile. But there's no question he does get his hands on the goal line. He touches it. The question is just where's his feet at that time.
No, absolutely. And you look again at the success that they're having rolling out to the right side of that defense and how easy that's coming for them. Now, it looked like before the timeout they were rolling the big hog mollies out there again, maybe go student body right up the middle again and just power Deutschman into the end zone. We'll see if that's exactly what they do here. But it looks like they've got a big jumbo set coming in, a bunch of offensive linemen out of the field.
So they are going to clearly go for this thing. And try to punch it in and just really throw a haymaker here right before the half. Coach Bo's going big. He's going to up, and we got a flag. Flag first. Timeout. Nope, they call a timeout first. Mounds View says, we got one to burn. Let's talk it over.
Timeout.
Well, you
Good
can't take
timeout
them with
for
you.
Aaron Moberg.
You can't take them with you.
No, you can't.
Timeout of the half.
And I kind of like this timeout for Aaron Moberg, right? Because now that he's seen the big set, Coach Bo can say, we're going to keep the big set, or he can make an adjustment, but now at least the chess match is happening between these two coaches.
You know, and it's if you're Coach Bo, I understand the desire, the temptation to move away from that, but you're blowing them off the line of scrimmage with this set. You did it before with the last touchdown. You can do it again here. You got to get less than a yard, and you're in for halftime with a 3-score lead. So, I mean, if it's me making this call, I'm probably going right back out there with that same set, saying my guys against your guys. I'm going to beat you this time.
This is where I'm just the conservative one. I'm saying to myself, I might want to take the 3 here and just go up 22-7 and feel really good about that. You know,
I understand the feeling there, but you have a chance to go up 3 touchdowns. You get the ball at the second half. You're really playing with house money here a little bit. And if you're Mounds View, you've got a chance to really, demoralize not really demoralize Anoka. You're still going in with a 2-score lead.
Or vice versa, yes. Oh, we got another flag. Now what?
Got illegal substitution on the defense.
Oh, illegal substitution on the defense.
To the goal.
So we go from 6 inches to 3
down.
inches. It's there's not much. I mean, what's the penalty at this stage? But now, at least if you're Coach Bo, you're saying maybe all we got to do is reach the ball out across the goal line here with the quarterback.
Yeah, you're just hoping that you don't make a mistake here, because that as they get closer and closer to the goal line, it's still 5 yards for you. So make no mistakes. Don't rely on them making mistakes to punch this in. Go out there, do your job, do exactly what you've called. We've lined it up twice now. We know what we're going to run. Let's just get it in the end zone.
All right, here we go. They're going to push it ahead straight forward, and what's the call? Did we get it? Anoka says touchdown. Ref says touchdown. Touchdown, Anoka Tornadoes. Right at the half. They are in the end zone, and the Tornadoes get 6 more, and they lead 25-7.
Well, we saw this the last time that Anoka and Mounds played, that Anoka came out in the first half and got up. Mounds kind of responded in the second half, made some defensive adjustments, offensive adjustments, and came back and almost won that game. Anoka just put it away late. So if Anoka can continue to do their job, this is obviously going to be smooth sailing until the end. But Mounds has shown that they can compete in the second half against teams like Anoka.
And now we got some movement, and that's going to back everybody up here. It's going to be a false start on the Tornadoes. Big play there on that quarterback sneak to see Logan LaChance. They did that a couple times, too. LaChance comes in and just pushes Deutschman across the line.
It's the old Reggie Bush push, Tim. I mean, it's exactly what USC did in that 2004 season. It was controversial then. It's not controversial now. It's a touchdown. It's exactly what you want out of your team at this point in the game. You're just hoping now that you can get this extra point off without a hitch, go into halftime, get your orange slices, get everybody ready, and take a nice little break.
So we're going to try this extra point. This one's the equivalent of a 25-yard field goal. And Logan Day will send it up and just through. Holy cow. He needed 25 and got 25 and a half. So that will take us to halftime. The Tornadoes with a really strong second quarter. It is 26-7 as we go to the break. We're back for the second half after this.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Over the long NBA weekend, the city of Anoka hosted the very first Small People, Big Trucks event right in the parking lot of Castle Field, where children of all ages got to climb, interact, and take a seat in some of the largest vehicles that are used daily throughout the city of Anoka. We met up with Recreation Manager Nikki Jenks and some of the local kids who stopped by to learn more about who's involved and ask the question, what is it with small kids' fascination with big trucks?
Today we have our Small People Big Trucks event. The City of Anoka is putting it on and partnering with all the city entities, fire department, the police department, our electric department, water, sewer, public services. Everyone's present today. First annual, and we just really wanted to show off our cool vehicles that we have in the city and everyone that's involved to make the city work and function.
And what's your favorite vehicle so far, Isaac?
The big truck.
How come?
Because it has the big bucket.
The fire truck. Well, because they have fun things inside, and maybe you could honk it, and then you could see them put out fires. My favorite is probably the SWAT vehicle because it's just so fun. Like, it looks so cool, and it's so high up that you just get scared and you don't want to go on it, and it's so fun.
I'm the same with her because I went in there, and so you get to go up in that little thing, and it's kind of like a watchtower, and then you get to sit in the back. So, and then I like the fire truck because they put up the ladder, and I didn't know they were that high.
Why do little people like big trucks, do you think?
Probably because they're fun. Because I think that they're just so fun to look at, and how they move and how they're made and stuff.
Yeah, I think little kids kind of like the buttons and the horns. They kind of doing the horns, looking at the buttons.
They're just bigger than them. I mean, I think adults are fascinated by them too. You see them doing some cool work, and they're huge.
And with an impressive turnout for this first annual event, It certainly seems that this fascination holds true. To learn more about future events like this and everything else going on in the city of Anoka, go to www.anokaminnesota.com.
I chair the Heritage Preservation Commission for the City of Anoka. It's one of the advisory commissions to the council. And in the past, we have been able to fund our operations without city taxpayer dollars. And we've done that through the Home and Garden Tour, which we partnered with the Anoka County Historical Society. We haven't been doing that in the last few years, so this is an effort to raise dollars to help finance the sandwich board signs that we do, and also the program which awards businesses and private residences for upgrades to their structures, their historic structures. So we have, there's outside of City Hall is one of the last remaining concrete made Anoka Halloween symbols. There used to be 4 of them on each corner of 2nd and Main. There's only one left. And we have duplicated that, I guess you'd call it, picture that's stamped into it. And we're putting them on different sized bricks, which people can buy. They can use them as pavers in their yards. They could use them, just as decorations in their homes. And hopefully, the program will be successful. We did a trial at Riverfest, and we had quite a few people that signed up for it, so we're pretty excited about the program. They can contact Clark Palmer at the City of Anoka. Clark is our liaison to the HPC from city staff, and they can find out what sizes we have and the cost.
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our local area high school sports. I'm your host, Seamus Burke. Let's start off with the Anoka girls swimming team. They're a young team, but they're not letting that slow them down. Let's head out to the pool and take a look at the Tornadoes.
This year kind of feels more like 2019. We are more together, but still, I'd say with the practices, our practices are separate for JV and varsity. So there's still a divide between teams, and we still have a limited amount of people in certain places. And it's more like the people are just trying to get back together than they were from last year, where we didn't have any interaction.
It does feel a little bit more normal. Last year we were always very divided and very separate. And I didn't even get to meet some new people last year, so I feel like I'm getting to meet them for the very first time, so it's pretty great.
Well, we lost 7 seniors who were all section qualifiers the last couple years. And then we lost another swimmer to volleyball because she wanted to play volleyball, a good swimmer. So we have 8 pretty important spots to fill. And we have young 8th and 9th and 10th graders that are going to step up this year, going to have to step up to fill some spots. We saw some stepping up last night at conference relays, and we'll just have to put more pressure on them, and it's going to be fun. A young team.
When I first joined, I was just like, you know what, this is a very hard sport, but then the people on the team really just showed me how great it was, and I fell in love with it.
Swimming's unique because it's not like any other sport. You're in a pool, and I think a lot of people don't realize the amount of work swimming goes through. We're here during the summer, we have 2 practices a day where we're 6 hours at the pool. It's just a huge fun sport, and you're always tired and hungry.
I do see a lot of new swimmers who are really just wanting to get better, and I see that, and I'm just really excited to where we can take them.
If we just work on each person, if each person works on themselves, our team goals happen, and we just do the best we can, and work with each individual athlete, and it comes together as a team.
What makes swimming unique? It's like Jade said, it's very different because you're in the water by yourself, except you have a whole team by you. So even though like you're working to push yourself better, you're still working for your team, and that's what I like about it.
You see them at football games, but have you ever thought about what goes into pep band prep for each game? Let's head out onto the new turf at Huskies Stadium to learn more.
My name is James Loyacano. I am a senior at Andover High School, and I play the mellophone. Previous years I played the tenor saxophone. I've switched to brass this year, try something a little bit new.
And how do you like the switch so far?
At first it was quite difficult, not gonna lie, you know, new technique and everything, but surprisingly I actually enjoy it right now. I've got great people in my section. I've got a lot of people who are also brass members that make it easier because they always like to give me tips and whatnot, so it's so much easier instead of just going in the blind like I've done with other things.
How long have you been with the Andover Band program?
I've been about 4 years now, joined my freshman year. Pretty much that's stayed the same as it is, except this year with the change. Otherwise, it's pretty smooth.
How's Sam as a director?
Very fun. You know, we get the job done. That's very important, and we like to have a lot of fun along the way. So it's a great experience.
So, working with Sam, is there anything you're building up to this year? Any big events?
Really, it's just to get better at being a music audition and maybe go to college and participate in a different, you know, college band. You know, Eau Claire looks kind of interesting, Mankato, something like that. So it'll be a great way to get some experience.
I'm Deuce Freiland. I am a senior this year, and I play the trumpet in the Andover High School marching band.
And how long have you been with Andover?
I have been in the program for 3 years now. I started in 2019, and then I fell in love with it, and I've been in it ever since.
Have you always stuck with the trumpet, or have you tried different instruments?
I've always stuck with trumpet. I gotta stay close to my roots. My family was brass players. They all played trumpet, and so I just have to play trumpet too. Yes, I have been playing trumpet since 6th grade. And so, you know, my freshman year, I was offered to join, and I said no and play baseball instead. And then my freshman going into sophomore year, I was like, you know what, I want to try this out. And so I joined, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. We have a really, really strong show this year. We really do. And so I think, you know, we might go back to Yims. We're holding on to the championship, and so hopefully we can just get it. Hopefully we can get it again and, you know, be state champions for Class A. But whatever happens, happens. We had a great season so far. We're going to keep having a good season. And, you know, any outcome is a good outcome as long as we finish through and have fun.
The Rebels cross country team is a strong group this year. They're looking to compete in their section with some of the top teams in the area.
I'm looking forward to having lots of fun with my friends because everyone on this team has a very close bond. And I'm also looking forward to the chance of going to state because I never would have thought that would ever be like a possibility at all.
Some of my goals are that I'd really like to get a personal best this year in my 5K time. And I also would like to hopefully have our team go to state.
It really means a lot to me. I'm going to be a leader, and I really hope that I can be an inspiration for first years and everybody else.
To be a leader and to put in the most effort that I can for each practice and to show everybody else that they can put in effort too. My goal personally this year is to break 17 minutes, and that should set us up for going to state this year.
I think we're going to be a pretty spectacular team just based on visually what it looked like at our own home meet last Friday, where you saw packs of 2s and 3s up front in the top 15, both boys and girls. That's pretty impressive.
I originally started because of my dad. He runs marathons, and so I decided that it'd be fun to join cross country in 7th grade. And I really liked it, and I found that it was something I was good at and I could improve on, and I had a lot of friends that I made, and it was a great atmosphere.
I was doing Nordic skiing in the winter, and once I finally realized that a lot of my other friends on the team were doing track and cross country, I eventually decided to do it myself. And I stay in the sport because I really like the community-based activities and the racing atmosphere. and the support that comes with this large and great community.
Girls team, I'm going to say the depth 1 through 10. It's the deepest team we've had as far as high-end quality, and not a lot of separation between numbers 1 through 7. Well, even that, based on performances on Friday, 1 through 12 was pretty tight. I think we were like 1 minute, under 1 minute between our number 1 and number 5 from their finish times. So that's phenomenal. On the boys' side, I think the other teams are going to have less expectations of us. We're going to have higher expectations of our performance, and that showed. We were 3rd on Friday, competing against a strong Hopkins team and an Orono team, which should be, well, close to being ranked. So I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as channel 859 and at QCTV.org. Thanks for watching.
We haven't done a program exactly like this before. It's really unique. I think we've had some partnerships with Lyric Arts, but not anything quite like this, so we're kind of excited about it. We have programs every year. They tend to be popular and sometimes really crowded. So we took a new tactic this year and have programs for different age groups. And we can have them different days and control the number of people that way. Today we have a teen program on Zombie FX. So they're going to be working with someone from Lyric Arts Theater and using theater makeup and learning how to make themselves appear to be a zombie. And after they've got the makeup portion of the program done, they're also going to get some acting tips. They'll learn sort of the mechanics of how to walk like a zombie and do some improv just to practice what they've learned. This program is certainly the kind of thing that we want to do for our community. So it might sound like it's just a lot of fun, and we hope it is fun, but we also think this is the kind of program that helps us connect with the teens and show them a little bit more about what's available at the library. Every teen is going to get a resource guide of other resources available from the library, so from books to video games, and even some links to some videos available in one of our databases on how to apply theater makeup or how to upload your photo to Photoshop and make your digital self into a zombie. So it's just one of the many ways that we try to inspire, inform, and just help our community grow. To find out about more events at the library like this or anything different, you can go to the library's website, anokacountylibrary.org, and click on our events page. And there you'll have a calendar of things available here at Rum River and throughout Anoka County.
Shh, do you hear it? Listen closer. It's your stomach trying to tell you something. Feed me. Good news. Champlin has many options. In the mood for pizza? We've got you covered. Check out Mary's Deli and Pizza, Broadway Pizza, Pizza Hut, or Papa Murphy's. Is Mexican food more your thing? Have you checked out Chili Lime yet? Or El Toro? Of course, there's Chipotle too if you want a burrito. If you're looking for some more fast food, there's McDonald's, Culver's, and Subway. 2 locations can be found in Champlin. Speaking of sandwiches, how about Herbert's and Gerbert's, Jimmy John's, or the newly opened Jersey Mike's? For the meat lovers out there, be sure to check out Q Fanatic. And while Von Hans's isn't technically a restaurant, it has amazing options if you're looking to grill something at home. While you're over at Von Hanson's, you can check out Hootie's Cafe and Lil Bar. Oh, you want more bars and nightlife? Champlin's got you. 5A Grill and Bar might have just what you need, or perhaps Willie McCoy's, or Clive's. Buffalo Wild Wings, surely, especially if it's game day. Bonacera and Pour Wine Bar are excellent locations to try wines and dimes. And Champlin's very own brewery, Elm Creek Brewing Co., has you covered for literally the freshest drinks in town. They're brewed and poured right here in Champlin. Did I say anything about Arigato, Ginza, Me's Eatery, or Lian Chen? No? Well, Champlin has several options for Asian food if that's what you're in the mood for. Probably forgetting something. Oh, that's right, dessert. Can't forget dessert. Cullen's is the place to get ice cream, and donuts can be found at Cafe Donuts. Whew, all this talking about food has me hungry. And if you weren't before, I'm sure you are now. So check out the multitude of options to fill up your stomach without needing to fill up your gas tank, right here in Champlin.
Hiya! Queen of All Knowledge here, reminding you, creeps out there on the internet hack, scam, and trick savvy cyber users every day, but we can fight back. It's as easy as IC3. If you're a victim of online crime, don't give up. Visit IC3, the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. Your tips help the FBI track down cyber criminals around the world. Report your crime to www.ic3.gov today.
See, it's peaks and valleys, right?
You know me. It's not just mood swings.
It's okay if you need some time.
Meet the scan. A simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
26-7 your score as we get set to start the second half here at Goodrich Field. Tim Anderson, Ryan Nelson, Kane with you on QCTV and QCTV.org. So glad you're spending your evening with us. Let's take a look at the game recap, Ryan. This has been a fun first half, and it started right away with Logan LaChance on the touchdown.
Yeah, just a great first half for the offense of Anoka, getting into rhythm, running those rollouts, right, rollouts left, getting the Mounds View defense moving side to side, and they're just, it's paying off for them. They're getting a lot of good scores, they're getting a lot of good yards, and you're hoping that if you're Mounds View, you can come back and you can answer that this time and adjust to those rollouts.
Yeah, there was Paulson right there who caught that screen pass, and then we get back with another slant play, and we get a chance to a breakdown touchdown. That's Hunter Rask who takes it all the way to the end zone there, and that would get it to a 12-7 game, and then back come the Tornadoes once again. Quarterback sneak this time.
Yeah, and just again a good power football at the goal line for Anoka. You're really hoping, again, if you're Mounds View, you can adjust to something like that. I think that the best thing that you can do if you're Mounds View at this point is just adjust to the rollouts, adjust to the big plays, and limit the mistakes that you make in the second half. That's what you're looking for here. And again, we talk about the same thing we've been talking about all night, Tim. Mistake-free football. How can we play clean? How can we limit the big plays and just get what's in front of us if you're Mounds View?
We do feel like 2 turnovers to 0 really is the difference in this game. Mounds View has moved the ball. They've had some success doing that, but a turnover in the end zone on a pick and then a bad pick right at the end of the half really changed this thing in a big way.
And absolutely, and if you're looking at this, you have to get the stop, right? That Anoka's going to get the ball first here in the second half. You absolutely have to get this stop if you're Mounds View, because they can go up. They can go up here and get big time below this game wide open, and suddenly you have to change your entire game plan, and every plan that you just made in the locker room at halftime is out the window because you've got to scramble.
The students think we're we're playing the music here tonight at Goodrich. They came running up here asking us to take requests, which I almost thought about starting to do that. I thought, yeah, sure, yeah, fine, we'll play that. Yep, no problem.
DJ QC, man, we're all over it here.
DJ
QCTV.
QC, yeah, we'll play some tub thumping. Sure, we're all about some Chumbawamba up in here.
Absolutely right. They got the Metallica rocking here in the stadium. Let's go.
I don't believe the kids asked for Chumbawamba, to be honest with you. Here's a look at that bracket once again, Ryan. This bracket's really strong on the high side. Shakopee really good this year, and they're letting Park have it in the first half. Lakeville South against Hopkins. These 2 games in the middle are the kind of the intriguing ones.
Absolutely, and you kind of expected this game to be the one that was really close, considering the game that they played earlier in the year, and it still could be. But coming out of halftime, Anoka with a 3-score lead, and you really start to feel like the pressure's on Mounds View here to make that work. And then obviously Blaine and Totino Grace is going to be a great game. We hope that you're enjoying that one if you're at that game.
Well, if you're at that game and you're not watching this one, then whatever. We're not even going to care.
If you can't get enough of high school football, what are you watching for?
Well, you got to have a phone on. You got to have a tablet.
Right. Writing down all the stats.
You got to have six games on at one time here to make this work.
That's absolutely right.
All right, here we go. Squib kick, and that's going to go right along the turf, and that's going to be picked up by one of the upmen here for the Tornadoes, and they're trying to turn the corner to the 30-yard line, out to the 34, and the Tornadoes will set up shop with pretty good field position yet again, and that's Eli Paulson. What a surprise on special teams, making a play for this Tornado team.
Defensively here, if you're Mounds View, you absolutely want to be making those tackles, right? So we saw in the first half they had a lot of trouble getting the ball carrier to the ground. They had a lot of trouble getting stops on second and third down. We want to make sure that if we're going to get a stop here, it's behind the line of scrimmage, it's at the line of scrimmage, it's within 2 or 3 yards. You're going to stop that momentum for this Anoka offense, but limit the big plays, limit the breakouts, the broken tackles, the mistakes, and Mounds View can come out and make this a game again.
Just noticed our debate captain down there, and I have no idea what costume he's wearing. Just thought we'd observe that. Here we go. It's Deutschman in the shotgun once again. The look to Coach Wasserich. And here we go. Handoff, Laver straight ahead, and there's nothing there. Bottled up in the backfield. Nice job that time. Coming in to make the play was Molinar. He's made a couple of nice plays in this game for the Mustangs, and it's going to set up 2nd down and 12.
I believe that costume's Tony Stark, Tim. Looks like the Avengers theme was played here at halftime, and Tony Stark makes an appearance here.
Our debate captain is Tony Stark.
That's correct. That's correct. The Anoka debate captain is Tony Stark.
Write that down. You might need that for later. That's
absolutely right.
One.
Big things here in the game.
That's big.
Again, Anoka's behind the sticks here. They've got to make up some ground here on 2nd down.
2nd down and 12 as they went to Laver. Now I think they're going to keep that with Laver in the backfield. And here comes Deutschman. They bring a man in motion. Now they bring it back out. That was Barrett. Now they're going to roll out this way. They're going to sniff that out. They get the throw off quickly. It's caught. And turn around off that one, and the curl route will pick them up 8 yards after it looked like maybe it would only be 2. Tommy Barrett able to spin out.
And again, you see learning from mistakes, right? So they rolled out left that same way in the first half. Deutschman got sacked on it. This time they get the ball out quickly. He makes a decision, and it ends up getting a 3rd and manageable for them.
Good job by Wes Laver there to pick up that block just enough to give Deutschman a chance to complete that pass. 3rd down and short, little shovel, and that one's going to go up the middle and incomplete. And they think it's a fumble. Mounds View wants a fumble, and they're going to go 4th down. It looks like they called that incomplete first, and so it will be a 4th down, probably punting situation for this Anoka Tornado team.
Kind of a cute little shovel screen there if you're Anoka. They wanted to try and get that quick up the middle there, and it kind of looked like it maybe was under pressure a little bit for Deutschman. There's a little bit of pressure up the middle. Incomplete, obviously you avoid the big mistake. It's not a fumble, and now you try and flip the field position here and pin him deep.
Logan Day back to punt for the Tornadoes. Just underway in the second half. 26-7, Tornadoes with the lead. Snap to Day, and he will send it away, and it's not a bad punt. Little spirally punt, but it's going to be taken, and some room to run this time as it's Wheeler, and he got smushed as he was able to get to about the 38-yard line before he's finally brought down. Ian Brunn makes the play on this one. Nice little block there, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it looked like on the front end of that Moundsview had a chance to block that kick and just let up at the last second there, maybe worried about the roughing call there. You're down 3 scores in what could be the last game of your season. You think you probably want to lay out for that, but you understand you don't want to make a major mistake there too.
Well, that's true. I mean, you might as well set up a return. You got good field position here because you set it up at the 38-yard line. Owen Wark back to work. 1st down and 10. Quick out. Goes to the far side, and that one is complete that time, looking for his receiver, number 80, Coulihan. And they'll pick up a few yards. First time calling his name tonight.
First time we've really seen him in action tonight. We talked a little bit about when are we going to see him. We've seen a lot of the other guys in that kind of 4 wide receiver set between Wheeler, Rask, and Nystrom. A couple of big plays out of a couple of those guys, but not really a whole lot that we've seen out of Coulihan. Nice to see the quarterback come back, Owen Wark, and get back into a rhythm here with a quick throw. See if we can get back to that rhythm we were in the first part of the first half there before we started making some mistakes.
2nd down and 3 for the Mustangs. Again, showing some pressure. Here come the Tornadoes. A little pass short. And again, I believe that's another opportunity there for 80 Coulihan. And that's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, and you'd like to see your quarterback step up and drive that ball through. You don't really want to see him leave that short, but that just comes from throwing mechanic issue where you leave the ball short. You've got the guy there. It's a timing route, but you just kind of drive it into the dirt. Keep your head up, keep the ball tip up, keep off that back foot and drive through the front foot, flip your hips and let it fly. He didn't really do that there, and that's an incomplete pass.
3rd down and 3, big play coming up, and now they look back at Coach Moberg here. Now they try to get that call in quickly. They got 4 seconds on the play clock. They're going to try to get this off quickly, and they do just at the 1 second mark. And that's a throw and catch. Might have got away with a push, but they'll get away with it, and it's Wheeler down to the 15-yard line. Great play by Dylan Wheeler. And again, it looked like he might have got a little bit of a shove there, but it works out, and Wheeler makes a big play for the Mustangs.
Looked more to me that the corner slipped on that play. Just kind of, hands got on him. They were kind of fighting for position on that ball and just lost his footing. So you want to be able to keep your feet. We talk about not making mistakes. We talk about staying within your game and keeping your base. Just didn't keep his base right there, and it ends up being a big play there for Wheeler.
That's been that Wheeler-Mitchell matchup. They've been going at it all night, and it's been a good back and forth between those two.
And every time Moundsview needs a big play, it seems that they're getting it out of number 4, Dylan Wheeler there.
Slow snap, and Work's in trouble, and he's brought down in a huge play. That's a big-time play right there, as it's Lorenz Palamarini. And he comes up, actually take that back, 26 it might have been. That's Jaden Brandt.
And a great play
awesome
out of
there.
Anoka's defense there. I mean, really, you get the pressure that you're looking for. You put them way behind the sticks. I mean, now you've got to make up 15, almost 20 yards for a touchdown, 15 yards for a first down, and they have to press a little bit here. You have to go 4 wide. You have to play outside of what's worked for you here so far, and you have to rely on those big plays that have been hit or miss for Moundsview.
You feel like they've been close a lot tonight. They finally were able to really get to him that time. And now Work again. He'll throw it. It's tipped in the air, and it's intercepted. Tornadoes get their 3rd turnover of the night. And that time it's Jaden Brandt off the tip ball.
What a drive for Brandt. Get a big sack. Next play you come back, you get the pick. Turn him over.
Flag on the play. Let's take a look at what this is. Might be after the play, but we'll find out from Donald Adderley.
personal foul, face mask on the defense after the return.
Oh, after the interception.
15-yard penalty, first down, going this way.
Okay. So after the interception, we get a face masking to make matters worse. There you see the tip at the line and the pick.
And this is where we talk about just compounding
There's the
mistakes.
face mask. Yep, you can see it.
It's just compounding, right? You make one mistake, don't let it turn into two. You make two mistakes, don't let it turn into three. And that's kind of the issue that we're seeing for Mounds View here, right? That we're starting to run into parts of this game where we're just making too many mistakes in a row.
First down and 10, they get it all the way out to the 48. And Anoka gets a pretty good look here with good field position. They're going to pitch it on first down, trying to make a move to the outside and going to get across midfield. And that's going to be about it for Wes Laver. And he has been busy tonight.
Yeah, Laver's busy tonight. We haven't seen as much of Logan LaChance in the last couple of drives. They're giving a little bit more of a balanced look. But right there, if you're Laver, you want to be cutting that up right into that trips formation that they had out there on that pitch play. They had a bit of a lane there. He just kind of missed it and tried to go outside. And there's kind of a misconception among these young players that if you get outside, there's always a big play outside. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just cut right off your blockers, get the 6-7 yards that are there, and hope that the guy misses the tackle. That's the best thing you can do. He didn't do it there, but it's just a learning opportunity for the young man.
8:53 to play. Another handoff. This is straight ahead for Laver. He's going to get to the 47, and that's going to set up third down and manageable here, as Anoka looking to start to chew on the clock a little bit more. LaChance comes back in, Laver comes out. Yeah, it's one thing we haven't seen a lot of those speed looks that they've had with guys like Cummings and guys like Goya, which has been such a weapon for them this year. This time they're going with more power and more of that blocking in the backfield.
And this is kind of where you expect to see something like a screen. This is the part of the field, the down and distance that they've run it all day.
They're going to roll Deutschman. He's going to look, step, and throw, and complete it for a first down. That's a big-time throw and catch. Deutschman finding his target. That's going to be Paulson once again. What a surprise.
Well, we could call it cold-blooded, but it's been cold all night. These two have just been rock solid all night long. Again, the rollout to the right, you find Paulson again. Roll out to the right, find Paulson again. It's just time and time again for Anoka tonight.
And it just keeps on working. They go LaChance way out up top in motion. And now they have emptied the backfield, and there's a quick out and some room in front for Rodriguez, but he's not going to be able to get away from the Mounds View defense, and he is corralled after a pickup of maybe a half yard. Good job on the play that time from Luke Eggert as he was able to step up and make the play for the Mustangs.
Just a rough play there. If you're Rodriguez, you get caught around the shirt there. It slows you down just enough. You don't really make a decision to put your foot down and go. And a great play from Mounds View's defense to do a gang tackle there in the backfield, get them behind the sticks again. You're behind schedule, and this is where we've seen some problems come up for Anoka. So if they can get back to third and manageable, yeah, I think you have a good chance at a first down here. But it remains to be seen if they can do that in this drive.
It does appear that they're going to keep LaChance out there, and he blocks. Deutschman's going to try to get away, and he does. Spins away from one, spins away from two, and he throws it away out of bounds. And that could have been disastrous. Good job by Deutschman just to get rid of it. Now it's going to set up 3rd and 10.
We talk about the wins, right? The small wins, making mental checklists, right? You break a tackle, you keep rolling right. You keep your eyes downfield. Watch this replay. His eyes are downfield the whole way. He knows where everybody is. He just throws that ball away. Nobody's going to get it. There's nothing there. We just go to third down and try and get on the 3rd and 10.
They go again with 2 wide receivers up top. 2 wide to the bottom. A lot more room to the bottom as they work off of the left hash. Deutschman once again. He'll step back. 2-step drop. He's looking. Firing on a slant, and it's caught and complete to Paulson again, and that's going to be enough for another first down for the Tornadoes. Eli Paulson, a menace in this game.
That was perhaps the best throw we've seen out of Deutschman tonight. He drives off his foot, he flips his hips hard, he gets all the torque and just rockets that ball over the middle. It wasn't late, it was right on time, right where he wanted it to be, between 2 defenders, and he gets the first down right where he needs it to be.
They move the sticks, they keep it rolling as we go to the 25-yard line, first down and 10. Now they stack receivers to the inside, they go trips to the low. Have one receiver, Rodriguez. Actually, no, Rodriguez stays low, I do believe, as well. Now they move LaChance to the other side. A lot of motion from Anoka. Coach Bo hates it. He's exasperated and needs a timeout. Oh, man.
Timeout.
Well,
Anoka.
Coach Bo does not hide his feelings very well. He's
half.
probably not a great card player, I would guess.
Well, you don't have to be when you're a good football coach, as they say. I mean, he's doing a good job out there. I mean, you keep your guys in line, even when you're up 3 scores. You have a chance to go up more. I mean, he's just doing a really good job of just keeping everybody on the
there's
same
our
page.
wacky student section here at Anoka.
They are losing their minds down there.
Having a fun time. Our bleacher captains at Anoka have done a fine job this year. As you can see, leading the charge down there, of course, are criminals, which I think I teach half of them. And we're waving.
Well, we're just out here having fun, too.
Of course we are. Well done by that student section tonight. First down and 10, we try this again. From the 25.
I mean, here we go trips right. I bet they roll out left here. Maybe try and flood that field. I mean, they've got a whole lot of options. They've got Mounds View on their heels here.
They roll again. Nope, and then they hand it off to LaChance on a little nifty move and misdirection, and LaChance has some room to run as he gets down to the 13, close to the 10. Interesting little call there.
And you do the rollout, draw play. I mean, again, everybody moved. Everybody did exactly what you wanted them to do, right? Not just on offense, but the defense is doing what you want them to do. And when you get into that position as a defense, you can play a great game. You can play personally a really good game as a player, but when you're doing what the offense wants you to do, it's not going to be a whole lot of success for you.
So a big first down run for LaChance. They can still get another first down as they go 1st and 10 from the 12. Deutschman going end zone up top. He's got McKay. It is incomplete. Little fade opportunity at the back corner.
That's a tough catch for a young guy to make. I mean, you put him in a situation to do it. He nearly gets it, but it's just a tough situation there. You got a guy crowding you. You're not really used to that kind of ball. It's got a lot of air under it. There's a ton of time. That's just one that you learn with time. It takes repetition to get that one down.
Eric Fenning went on the cover that time for Mounds View. 2nd down and 10. LaChance stays in, works alongside Deutschman, who will take a one-step drop, fire, and that was almost picked off. Wow, that is in the hands of Abdallah Abed.
And we talk about that great throw that he had earlier in the drive on that slant route to get the first down. It was almost the exact opposite this time, where he just kind of lazily steps into the throw. It's behind his wide receiver. He doesn't give his wide receiver a chance to go get the ball. And in the red zone, right in the end zone, you can't do that where it's behind somebody because there's too many bodies around you. You have to put it in front of him where there's space. And there just wasn't any space there for a play to get made. So don't put your guy in a bad position. As a quarterback, make sure that you're putting your ball in a good position, and that time he just didn't. So we'll see if he comes back and they try that again. They've got a good chance at a 3rd down here to get another set of downs and get down by the goal line.
Deutschman going to look again, try that one more time. Tornadoes looking to try to put this thing away even further. They're up by 3 scores, looking for more. Caught, touchdown. What a throw and catch from Deutschman as he finds Paulson once again.
Who else?
Yeah. How good has Eli Paulson been tonight? My goodness. Nice little zip ball there, wide open.
I mean, just a great play. This is design here. I mean, the defense is where Mounds View wants them to be, and you just scheme for it. And we've seen that throughout this whole drive. Outside of that, maybe roll out, draw, run to Logan LaChance. It was just a great scheme drive for Anoka here. And if you're Mounds View, those are the most demoralizing kinds of football drives because you play well, you're in good position, you get a couple of pass breakups, you nearly get an interception, and it doesn't matter. You just get beat. And sometimes that happens, you just get beat. Now it's about how you respond.
That was a big 3rd down, too, and a couple of big throws there. And again, Paulson just seems to be the guy, and now they go for 2. Deutschman trying to go wide open in the back. Oh, my goodness. Brilliant call there. And it's Brandt who started everything with the pick and finishes it off on the 2-point conversion.
You know, we talk about the chess game of football here and the coaching game of football here, and the players are obviously doing everything they can out there. They're leaving everything out on the field. It's for the loser of this game, it's the last game that you're going to get to play with this team, with these guys, right? And if you're Mounds View, you're looking at the scoreboard, it's 34-7. You start to think about that it's the last time I'm going to be out here, and that hurts. But the coaching side of this, Mounds View's getting out coached right now.
Yeah.
They're just getting beat on the sideline, and it's a difficult position to be in, especially if you're a player where you start asking questions about, is there anything else I can do? And at this point, if you're Mounds View, no, you're just getting beat. You're just getting out schemed. You're in the right spot. You're doing your job. It's just not there for you tonight, and it's a tough spot to be in. It's an emotional spot to be in. You hope that they can respond and make a bit more of a game out of this.
Well, let's see here, because, I mean, obviously what's come down to it is 3 turnovers to 0. And now those points off turnovers are basically 21-0 off the turnovers. So it is starting to really add up. In a game that was 12-7, after a big play, they get to 12-7. Now we've seen the turnovers. We hadn't had turnovers up to that point. Now we're getting them. And you're seeing Anoka make them pay for those turnovers. And we saw a nice long drive there. Big-time play.
You're also seeing a bit of the improvement over the season for Anoka here, where they didn't capitalize on these things earlier in the year, and they're capitalizing on them now.
And they would make those mistakes in the year. Remember against Park Cottage Grove a couple weeks ago, just having all kinds of challenges, just holding on to the ball. I mean, they spotted Park about 20 points, it felt like, in turnovers, and they still almost won that game. Tonight, though, a much cleaner game.
And this can happen in high school football, right? We're two teams that seem pretty even, and we can agree that these teams were pretty even throughout the first part of this game, where sometimes it just breaks your way. Sometimes it breaks away from you if you're Mounds View. You know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. You got another team on the other side that's playing football, and sometimes you just lose. You can play a good game and still lose.
So what we have here is a situation where you're down big. You're probably in pass mode the rest of the way here, you have to think. You're trying to get big chunks, first downs, that kind of thing that keeps the clock stopped every time you do that. And they want to try to score as quick as possible. They're going to go quick out to Olsen. Nice little timing route, able to break a tackle or two and get to the 27-yard line. And right now, you'd love a long drive to rest your defense, but you don't have time for a long drive. You got to move very quickly.
And it's a 4-score game at this point. You're just trying to get down the field. You're trying to make any kind of game out of this and give yourself a chance so that you have an opportunity if Anoka does make a mistake. Because right now, Anoka's got that buffer, right, where they can play loose, they can play free, and if they make a mistake, they know they've got the lead to fall back on. So Mounds View doesn't have that benefit, and they can't make any more mistakes. They have to play mistake-free football from this point forward.
Definitely can't have another turnover, that's for sure. We're under 5 minutes to play, third quarter, in a 34-7 Tornado lead. So Owen Warwick back to pass, being pressured. He's going to hit a nice little timing route over the middle. That's going to be good for Wheeler and a first down as they get out to the 29-yard line. That will move the sticks. Nice job by Wheeler. He's had a nice game. He's made some big plays for this Mustangs team.
Seems to be really the lone bright spot for them on offense right now. That he's been the guy that they can repeatedly come back to over and over and over again. To count on him for big plays, for first downs, for moving the sticks.
What I'm surprised about is, they haven't gone back to Hunter Rask as much after he had that big touchdown. We just haven't seen him as much in the offense. I'm a little surprised by that.
Haven't seen anything out of Tyler Nystrom. He had a couple of big plays in the first quarter, but Anoka's done a good job of taking those guys away. And part of that, too, is we talked about the mounting pressure on a young quarterback. Warwick has been under pressure more and more as this game has gone on.
Encroachment here on the defense. It's going to move things up 5 yards. And pretty sure if you're Coach Deneke, the defensive coordinator, Coach Bo Wasrick, you're not thrilled about free yards at this stage, but see how it goes on a first down and 5. Clock is still running, though, at 4 minutes and 20 seconds and going here. Mounds View not hustling too much yet. We'll take another look at that Centennial game. Centennial Eastview, that'll bring a smile to you, Ryan, as they are up 28-7 thanks to our friends at North Metro.
Good for Coach Diggins.
As they try to continue to push forward in that one. Looking to finish off Eastview in the first round. Here's Warwick back to pass, and here comes the pressure again as that defense starting to get home. Tip ball almost picked off. Wow. Oh, man, was that close. Peyton Lackinen almost had one.
Yeah, you get the feeling that he just saw the green in front of him and got a little bit happy feet on that.
But what we're noticing here now, Ryan, is this defensive line starting to really get that pressure on that offensive line. When at first it didn't seem like they could do it in the first quarter and a half of this game. Now they're getting through.
But this is what happens when you can't run the ball. right? When you can't run the ball, when you can't move forward and get some ground yards and have the defense respect it, they can pin their ears back, right? You're up 4 scores. They know what you're doing now.
Yep.
Anytime that you can pin somebody in, get them one-dimensional, and this team's been one-dimensional since about midway through the second quarter, it becomes a really difficult task for a young quarterback.
Here comes the pressure again. Wark's got time this time, and he fires, and that one is incomplete. Had a look down there. Might have been Tyler Nystrom, 82, who they were trying to get it to, and now it's going to set up 3rd down and 5.
Broken up by
Mason McCardle there on the stop as you take another look. Might have had him.
You're really in 4-down territory from here on out if you're Mounds View. I mean, it puts you in a really rough spot. You may feel like you have to punt from a position like this, but you're down 4 scores. It's the last chance you have for your season. You've got to do more than punt the ball away at this point.
So Wark
if you
looking,
can't get it here.
Wark looking again in the shotgun. Here comes pressure. Now they break off the cover, so they show blitz, and then they end up completing a pass, and there's some room for Nystrom as he's going to get a 1st down out to about the 48-yard line. And he's down on this play, and that's going to maybe get an injury timeout here.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for him. I mean, it looks like it's his hamstring. He's reaching for the back of his
on
leg.
The field.
Injury
timeout.
He's pretty clearly in some pain.
Yeah, you're right. Get to that stage in the game where he just came back from running, had to get another route to run here, and he had some nice room, good moves.
Seems to be that's the play that's working for him, where you run the 2-go, maybe the post route, and you run the slant underneath, and it's there every time. Yep. You got some built-in blockers on the routes there, and they're doing a great job of running that play, but it only seems to be working on 3rd downs for them, and you start to wonder, if you've only got one play that's working, how many more sets can we use to get that play running, to get plays like that? How many concepts do we have that look like that, because that's successful at this point and we have to have something like that?
That's a great comment, right? You start to think like, okay, these concepts are working, these ideas are working, where we can get something over the middle, get some timing routes. What are some other formations that we can run? And I'm assuming that's got to be what Coach Moberg and Mounds View is thinking right now.
It may be what he's thinking, but honestly what the thought may be is, how many times can we just move the sticks? Football is a game of opportunities, right? It's a game of how many chances, how many lottery tickets can we draw here, because every chance that you get with the ball is a chance to score. It should be, right? How many times are we going to run these plays before it's no longer a lottery ticket, before we no longer have a chance?
Yeah, it looks like a locked up leg on Tyler Nystrom, and we're hoping that he's all right.
Yeah,
goodness. And it's a cold night. It's late in the game. You've been on the field a lot. Some of these guys from Mounds View play 2 ways, and it's interesting because I was talking to a couple of coaches about this. You and I think, had this conversation with a couple of coaches this year who said, like, I always get a little concerned when I see a lot of 2-way guys, because that just says we get to 3rd and 4th quarter of a game, and we start to see some fatigue, and we start to see those cramps and those injuries kind of pop up.
Well, and he's the safety on the back end for the defense. He's playing wide receiver, and he's running around back there, and Anoka's throwing the ball a lot, and they're kind of going right at him. So he's had a lot of responsibility tonight, and I'm sure he enjoys it. These guys are all out here. They love playing football, and you got to understand that a football player is never going to tell you no.
No, of course
not.
They're
going to want to be on the field as much as possible, but as a coach, it's your job to make sure that you know that guy can handle that physically and emotionally, and it's clear at this point, it's
it's week 9 too.
Right now, he's just exhausted, and his body's starting to go.
And it's week 9, and that's just where we're at, and that's, but you're counting on your best guys in this stage to hang in there and do those things. Here's Wark looking for help, and he's got to run quickly. He's getting pressured by Lackinen, and that one is going to be caught. Wow, what a nice catch that time. Might have been Cunahan who makes the play that time.
Wow, that's just a great play. Way to evade the pressure and just get the ball out in a spot where his guy can go get it. And just a great catch by Cunahan. The focus to get that foot down and secure the catch. Obviously, there's nobody around him to pressure him, but even still, just a really difficult, high degree of difficulty on that catch for him.
And they had Peyton Lackinen right in his grill, chasing him down, running him down, and he was still able to get that out there. 2nd down and 4.
It does feel like we're saying that every pass play that they're running right now, that there's someone in his face.
Yeah, there's pressure coming every down. There's no hiding what Anoka's trying to do right now defensively. Back to pass, having time this time, stepping up and throwing in the pocket and throwing a strike. And that one is, did they catch it and then lose it out of bounds? It looks like they did. Nope. They're saying, well, what are they calling? Anoka says incomplete, and they say incomplete. Yep, incomplete pass. We'll take another look right here.
He got hit right as he was trying to bring that ball in, and it looked like it just came loose right at the last second.
Yeah, he doesn't have possession. You're right. Looking for Hunter Rask. Up top now, 3rd down, and we're back at 3rd and 4. 2:15 to play, 3rd quarter.
Staying in the district, Woodbury's up 14-0 on Champlin right now.
Champlin has had one of them years. It's been a tough year for the Rebels. Which, I mean, they've run good for a long time. They've had they have had a good run of good luck, I would say.
You talk about having a bit of a buffer there. They've had enough good seasons that one bad season isn't going to sink them.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely. There's a lot of teams that it's interesting to see kind of that changing of the guard this year in 6A. A lot of teams that have stepped up and had really big seasons, like Anoka having one of their best seasons in a long time. And then you see teams like Champlin struggle. Totino has struggled. Blaine is a little different this year than they normally have been. So
part of that's the new scheduling mechanism that they have with the pairing teams that are similar.
Yep. And I think that's great, right?
Absolutely. We want more competitive football.
So 34-7, Anoka trying to finish this thing off, trying to make one big play, but here they come. Sacked, and a big one, and it's going to set up 4th down as Peyton Lackinen gets home.
Goodness gracious, just a kitchen sink blitz there from the Anoka defense.
Owen Rourke is sacked by Peyton Lackinen.
Bringing the whole house. Also a little love, I have to too as well. Number 53 makes a big play. Zachary St. Jean right there comes in and gets a little help with Lackinen on that one.
Boy, I got to tell you, anytime you see your offensive linemen's faces and they don't look happy and it's in the middle of a play as a quarterback, you're probably not going to be real happy with the result of it.
Certainly not. 4th down, and they have to punt here because it's just not a great situation to go for it. Student section got loud. Punt from Mounds View. They get it away, and it is a good punt.
Very good punt.
And they're going to let it go. Oh, now they're going to have to pick it up. But I don't know if he can do that. They got some daylight here for Paulson. But Paulson was the one who kind of waved it off. Not that he called a fair catch, but it's like he waved it off. Now, can he pick it up and run?
He can do that. So that's an internal team communication.
I think it's a final, by the way. We'll let you get back to that in a second. But thanks to our friends at CCX, a final. Wyzetta moves on. They take care of business in their opening round matchup tonight.
Not a whole lot of a surprise there. I mean, it's Wyzetta's a really good football team this year. They played a tough schedule and they won a good chunk of games this year. But what I was saying is he can do that. You can wave it off as long as it's not a fair catch. It's an internal team communication. You're telling your guys to get away from it. You don't want it to end up being a muff, but he saw an opportunity to take it and go.
I've always wondered about that. There we go. I just learned something tonight about football. I've been watching football for a while, but you don't see that play often because normally when you do that sign of like, hey, get away, everybody gets away.
It can be a strategy too. You can use it to kind of lull the kicking team.
Ended up being a good return, and now stepping up and throwing on 1st down, caught complete. And I want to say that's Rodriguez up on the high side, going to get a 1st down. Thanks again to our friends at CCX. Apparently they require 2 thank yous for every time we put them up on the screen. So that's a really, that's good though. But I want to thank them because it is nice to see that, and it's really cool that we get that kind of footage during a section night, especially a lot of playoff games going on. Nice to get those look-ins.
It's really easy in high school football, especially in this state, to get insulated. We don't have the same kind of football culture that other states do. This is how you build that kind of thing, is you have the kind of, you care about you're invested in the results of other games. So it's cool to see that we're sharing those things.
1st down and 10. Big play after the Rodriguez 1st down. Complete Tommy Barrett on the quick out. He's going to get it out to about the 36. I was just going to say, I think they needed more mentions than Killebrew Root Beer gets out here. I think I wonder if CCX pays for 25 mentions of that. I got to maybe let them know that. We got to talk about that afterward. They get a quarter every time. There's that quick out again.
It's just more quick passes out of Anoka here, and this is where they've made their Monday tonight, is they bring that entire defense up, and they're coming up to play these short passes, coming up to play the screens, and then they'll pop them for one over the middle or over the top, and that's really where Anoka's been really successful tonight, is in that alteration, in that sort of changing of what they're calling and when they're calling it, and using the same kind of plays in different situations where Mounds View isn't expecting it.
Coach Bo is doing some different stuff here with his hand gestures just to play out the end of the quarter, and he's definitely done that. Here we go, 3 quarters in the book. Anoka's looking good. They got a big score there to put them up by 4 scores, 34-7. We play the 4th after this on QC.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why? My. Oh.
And we're back here. Chance here to get going in the fourth quarter. Looking for one more opportunity, perhaps. Deutschman on a 2nd down and short as we open the fourth quarter. Tim Anderson and Ryan Nelson-Kane here with you from Goodrich Field. Hope you're having a lovely evening. And we hand it off on 2nd and short, straight ahead. Actually, maybe a keeper that time from Deutschman. Decided to hang on to it and pick up pretty close to the first down, but maybe not quite there. Maybe a half-yard short.
This might be a controversial statement, but if I'm in 3rd and short like this with the way my offense has been playing, I'm taking a shot at this point. I might throw one toward the end zone and see if I can get a big play out of this, and really just further crush the hopes and dreams of these Mounds View Mustangs here. If I'm Anoka, if you've got 3rd and short, you know you've got a chance at 4-down territory. You're kind of in that range. That's the thought process that goes into something like that.
You're right. That was highly controversial. Highly controversial.
Well, you don't want to run up the score.
For 3rd down and 1, back to pass. It's Deutschman. He's looking, and you're right, Ryan. He's going for all of it for Keenan Rodriguez, and he's being hung on to the whole way. Here come flags, and we're going to get a 1st down as Rodriguez was getting a step on the defense.
Getting a step and getting a couple of hands on him too.
Yeah, that is what people say. What is pass interference? I think it's when you hang on to the arm of the wide receiver.
Well, there's an old Supreme Court ruling that says you'll know it when you see it, and that's.
Pass interference, number 10, defense. 15-yard penalty. That's going to result in a 1st down.
1st down for the Tornadoes as they get that one. Take a look, and this is with them going up top to Rodriguez late in the game, and this is where Keenan's so good. Usually, as he can get those steps, and he's tough to guard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's been a tough night for the guys outside. If you're looking at Mounds View's defense here, they've had a rough game. This is what we talked about in the pregame a little bit, where this is a team that can get up on you if you're playing against Anoka. They can score. So you're going to have some rough games against them. It's about how you respond, and they just haven't responded real well. They're not getting any pressure on them. They're not really doing exactly what you'd think they would do, and
there's
a tough game.
Quick to Paulson. Paulson will get across the 15 out near the 14-yard line. And what a night for Eli Paulson.
Definitely the team's MVP, I would say. If this were hockey and we were given stars, he'd be my number 1 star right now.
No question about that. What an impressive performance. Just made a lot of big plays and made them out of really nothing. You know, get 2-3-yard pass play that turns into 40 yards, 30 yards. That's all on the receiver when that happens. And you get some good blocking, too.
And it begs the question. I mean, we've been seeing the kind of broken tackles all night for this Mounds View defense. That they just have not been able to get guys on the ground. And we say guys, but they really just haven't been able to get Paulson on the ground. They've had some trouble tackling him a little bit. He's just kind of slippery out there for Anoka.
Now they go 4 receivers stacked up top, and this will get a delay of game, I think, on the Tornadoes.
Dead ball, delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
They were throwing some different stuff up there that I don't know if maybe the guys are ready for. But 4 wide receivers up top, I had not seen that formation.
Well, we're going to get some more interpretive dance from Coach Bo down there on how he feels about this. You can afford to make that mistake here. You're trying a couple of new looks. You're really running practice out there at this point, up 34-7, and with 10 minutes left in fourth quarter.
I'm really impressed. I've seen a lot of different wrinkles tonight. We haven't really seen them line up under center all year. We've seen a few plays like that tonight. some different stuff from this Anoka team late in the year. Kind of like
late season success is dependent on adjustment, and they're doing a good job of that here.
In motion, they bring Paulson, and they get it to him in motion as he just sort of sat out there, and he had some room to get some yards back and gets it down to the 13.
Man, the cut that he just put on that first tackle. Oh, my goodness, what a move. That was just ridiculous. You can't defend that. I don't know what else you're supposed to do if you're this poor defense here. You're getting run by one guy, and it's just a really hard truth to face.
But that was a really cool, and that was kind of cool because they bring him hard in motion, and they just sort of camped him out 3 yards behind the line for it. That was kind of fun.
You're basically telling them what you're going to run, and then you're running it, and they're not stopping it.
Now they go 2 backs, they line up, and then they swing LaChance out, and then they go straight ahead with Laver, and he's going to get him up near the first down, and that'll take him to the 10-yard line. First down and goal here to go for the Tornadoes with 9.5 to play in the game.
You know, I got to tell you, Tim, it's kind of tough being here live with yellow on the field. You're used to watching football games on TV, and you start to trick yourself and thinking that's the first down line.
The Fox box was right there? Is that what you're thinking?
You're tricking yourself a little bit here. It's
So you can see the score is still flashing at the bottom. Eastridge looks like they're going to take care of Prior Lake. It's a closer game in the second half. A lot of games, though, are in the books right now. Deutschman looks back. They go 2 running backs here, and they will keep them. Trying to go straight ahead. Laver behind LaChance, trying to turn the corner to the 5, get close there, down to the 6, and he'll be stopped short. And again, an interesting look. They run sort of a weird shotgun, but then it ends up looking like a power eye kind of thing following the fullback.
Yeah, and again, it's exactly what you want late in the game. You're trying to close it out, trying to grind down near the goal line, and if you come out with a look that you're this kind of speed spread team, and you want to give some power looks, that's exactly what you want to do if you want to show that you have that wrinkle and that ability.
And right now they are really mixing it up. A lot of different formations. And now kind of a pistol set. Now a little spin move rollout and a throw and an incomplete pass, and they had a look chance there to score, and that'll be incomplete. Looks like it was LaChance again who was coming across and had a look.
Oh, he missed a touchdown in the back of the end zone there. It looked like he had a guy coming across the top of that back stripe, that if he just flips his hips a little bit more and opens his eyes on that, he just sees it, and it's a score to really put this game away. Not that it's not away already, but
you're right. I kind of saw that on the back like that was there, but Deutschman clearly had a read that he wanted, and that's what he was going with.
Yeah, and again, this is high school football. You're not expecting them to be Peyton Manning out there and going out there calling a bunch of audibles and doing a bunch of different things. You're going to throw where you're told to throw the ball.
Back to pass, 1 step, drop, cut over the middle, caught, touchdown. Tommy Barrett. And the Tornadoes continue to pour it on.
Yeah, you hate to count a team out, but that's probably going to do it.
That might be the old Professor Plum in the conservatory with the candlestick right there.
Something like that.
That's Jenga. Sknip-knop.
Yahtzee.
Yes. Uno. I don't know. I'm out of game references. They don't let me play those anymore. Shoots and ladders. Extra point coming down from Day. It is up, and it is good. 41-7 with 8 minutes and 11 seconds to go, and the home crowd feeling pretty good.
First playoff game in 10 years
Dead
for Anoka.
ball.
This is exactly what you want.
Slow start, number 27.
And we get a late false start call after the ball had already gone through the uprights, and we will redo the down after the 5-yard penalty. Kick it again. Interesting.
It's just what you want in the 40-7 football game in the fourth quarter.
Is a 5-yard movement penalty. Yes, more stoppages. This is where we have to start imagining that the clock is a 3-day-old TV dinner, and we start to chew on things. Chew the clock is the idea here. A stale Dorito. We must chew the clock. Extra point down again, and this one is no good. No good that time from Logan Day. A 5-yard penalty does damage. It is 40-7 in favor of the Tornadoes, and we're jumping around. Again. We came to get down. But I noticed they might be too cold to jump around in the student section. You see that now they're just waving their arms around. The song's not called Wave Around.
There's a great way to solve that. You just walk over to that third concession stand and go pick yourself up a hot tornado.
Oh, man, those are delightful.
Nice hot chocolate.
I saw somebody walk past me here in the parents section, and they had one in hand, and I was like ready to ask if they would just give that to me.
Hey, we are stuck up here in the booth a little bit, but the temptation does arise.
It does. And they need to think about us because there's really only one way in and one way out in this press box. Feels dangerous.
Well, in fairness,
we
you
can't
did
just
grab those
wade our
M&Ms
way
from
through.
the coach's box.
I did go steal those M&Ms at halftime, which, you know what, I don't regret it. I'm glad I did it.
I would be too.
Apology not accepted is what I would say.
Well, I didn't apologize to you, Tim.
Oh. Well, yeah. I'm glad we agree. I'm glad we had this talk, you and I.
It is getting cold out here.
Let's do it again.
It is getting cold out here.
8:11 to play in this one. And the Tornadoes will kick off once again here, up 40-7. This was 12-7 after the Hunter Rask long touchdown. But 3 turnovers by Mounds View have made a big difference in this game, and then a couple of really well-executed drives by the Tornadoes in this second half have put this thing out of reach, and obviously the late score at the gun at halftime made a big difference as well.
It really felt like the backbreaker, that pick and then the subsequent score to go into halftime with a 3-score lead, and then you get the ball back. You can't call a game over at that point, but it really did feel like if Anoka scored on that drive, that this game was probably going to be close to done, and the second half was more of a formality, and it's kind of played out that way.
Yeah, it was 19-7. If you go back and you start to think, if you were Mounds View and you went to the half down 19-7, I mean, you'd be bummed a little bit, but it wouldn't feel like you were out of it in any way, shape, or form. That turnover was really tough.
Well, and you had a chance to drive down the field and put something into the scoring box, and they just couldn't do it.
Nice throw and catch this time. Good to see Nystrom back on the field. And he's able to make a play that time, get a first down out to the 45-yard line.
Probably just cramping up there on the hamstring there as he was running last time, and thankfully he's not injured too bad. That would be a really rough way to end your senior year. He's a sophomore.
Sophomore,
it'd be a tough way to end your season either way.
It's a big sophomore, 6 feet tall.
Playing 2 ways as a sophomore. I mean, he's going to have a ton of experience. You'd like to see him, kind of commit to his craft in one of those positions, but either way, it's, more football is better football.
Handoff straight ahead to midfield this time, and there is Olsen on the carry. And that's a young freshman, so there's some things you like about this Mounds View team going forward. There's some youth. There's some guys that you feel good about. Owen Work is a junior.
I mean, we've talked about him all night at how they're outside of the turnovers that he's had with some, just trying to do a little bit too much. He's looked pretty good.
So you like that? You like a junior quarterback, a freshman running back. You got a sophomore wide receiver. There's some things you really like. Handoff again to Olsen to midfield. Brought down that time.
You're going to bring back 40% of your starters on the offensive line too. It looks like your center and your left guard, kind of that interior, are coming back next year. You've got some things to build on here if you're Mounds View, and that's in high school football. That's really what you're after, right? Unless you're one of the top powerhouse programs. Not everybody's Eden Prairie, not everybody's a Wayzata or a Minnetonka, but you build teams over time, and it feels like this Mounds View team is one of those teams that's going to be pretty good in a couple of years.
Yeah, they were 3-5 on the regular season, and there's going to be a first down for Nystrom. By the way, Jaden Brandt on that last stop. Boy, has Jaden Brandt been good in this second half. My goodness.
Yeah, he gets the sack and the pick, and he gets the 2-point conversion on the other side of the ball. I mean, just a great game from him.
So a first down there for Mounds View as they try to keep things rolling here in the fourth quarter. Ball spotted 44-yard line of Anoka.
And if you're the coaches of Mounds View, this is kind of how you want to put this into perspective for your team. You're 3-5 this year. It's a rough year. You won a few games. But
you were in that Anoka game. I mean, who knows if that swings? You're 4-4. There were games out there to be had.
It's all about coachable, teachable moments, and I think that's one of the things that we lose in high school football. Is
big run there from Olsen. My goodness. Look at that run.
Gutty.
That is something special from Olsen, and a big carry and a first down.
Nice work from the freshman. But this is where you want your team to be educated.
Yep.
Right. This is where you had the education side of football. Is you learn how to come back from stuff like this, to learn and to grow and to build a team around a couple of guys.
Nick Shaw on that one checks in for Mounds View. Nick Shaw Sr. getting a chance to get a carry right there, and I would say there was some energy on that one. Now back to pass. Rourke, he'll go outside with it to Rask. Rask had the big touchdown, and that time he goes nowhere. Big defensive stop that time.
Rask, a senior, this is probably his last game.
Mason McCardle makes the big stop that time. Yeah, he had that big touchdown.
Kind of seemed like he would be a bigger part of this game than he was. You know, obviously Wheeler is the kind of feature guy that ends up coming out of this, but you kind of thought that Rask after that touchdown would have a little bit more, a few more touches in this one.
I mean, he showed such speed too. You just figured he'd have more chances.
Absolutely.
And it felt like the Tornadoes just kind of bottled him up, and now we will get a flag. Maybe some early movement on the Mustangs.
Encroachment. Number 52 of the defense. 5-yard
penalty. Second one
Repeat
of those
second
tonight.
down.
This time's on Grayson Saline. And there you see there's the jump. Yep. There's the jump.
Backup quarterback Evan Frecking warming up for the Tornadoes. Just put the ball down, but he was getting some throws in.
Might be something to look at here tonight. So you can see the normal backup quarterback and a guy who really works a lot on their offense. Jacob Marco's out tonight, so Work has to just throw it away. Throws it to nobody in particular, and I think Coach Bo maybe thought there was some grounding, but there might have been enough. There might have been enough white shirts in the vicinity that time to make that one work. 3rd and 6. Looking for their 6th win of the season, the Anoka Tornadoes. Again, you can't say enough good things about this year for this Anoka team and what Coach Bo Wastrick's done. So really, one thing I've noticed, and we've watched a lot of football, and we'll see this play here, work back to pass. He's going to look end zone with it. Has a guy down there, and it's incomplete as he looks for Langston Hall. You know, one thing we look at in teaching is this idea of like scope and sequence, right? Making sure that every lesson sort of builds upon each other. When you watch this Anoka offense, you sort of get that same feeling, right? That everything sort of has a plan and a place, and that there's a scope and sequence to the offense.
Absolutely, and a scope and sequence to every position. Right. We've seen a lot of growth over the last 3 years from Deutschman. We've seen a lot of growth over the last few years from this offensive line and from this defense, and they just continue to improve. And you start to think about the guys that come back next year and moving forward even into these playoffs as it looks like they're going to win this game. And what can we learn, right? What can we change and do better? And it seems like that the coaching staff at Anoka is doing a great job of instilling those things.
Boy, Wark really avoided all kinds of pressure, and the fact that he completed that ball is a tribute to him. But they were not able to pick up the first down, and that will be a turnover on downs. Take another look if we can get that one again. I mean, it looked like he was sacked 3 different times on this one. Take another look. Pretty good eyes by the junior.
You can just throw him on a movie poster for Under Siege at this point in this game. I mean, he's just been under all kinds of fire.
So here comes. It appears the second unit perhaps for this team. To believe you're right, it looks like it is going to be Evan Frecking who's going to get the call. Sophomore quarterback. Gets to call the rest of the way.
Number 24, Tyrell Cummings in there, too.
And here's Tyrell Cummings, who's going to get a chance, and he does have some speed, and that is a surprise to me. Oh, boy. And now they blow it dead finally, as Cummings was in the air, and they finally were able to stop it. Nice little pickup on first down. He'll get about 6-7. They've used him a lot during the season for those speedy screen plays, and they just decided tonight they were going to try to be more powerful and didn't use Cummings as much.
You know what? It worked. You know, the game plan seems to have panned out for Anoka here, and you hope that the next time out that you can be the guy that gets the more of the call than he has tonight, and you know you trust your coaches to let you be that guy.
So they get second down and about 2 or 3 here, and This second unit gets a chance, and they'll go straight ahead run once again. This time they'll pick up maybe a half yard. Not a whole lot going on there, as once again Cummings gets the carry. Terrell Cummings, though, has some speed. Sophomore running back.
Taken down by Mitchell Thompson.
And I think they like him going forward, that's for sure. Because when he gets in the open field, is lightning.
I would like to see a little bit of that tonight. I'd like to see these second string, third string guys get some chances here. This is how you build a program, is when these guys can get into games like this.
3rd down and 2, and they will keep it on the ground with Cummings again. He's going to get to the 30 and across it near the 1st down before finally pushed back.
Just a bit short, I think.
Yep, looks like on the 30 exactly is where they'll spot him. That'll be a yard short, and they will just go ahead and let the clock run unless they give him, I don't believe so, 4th down. So they're going to go 4th down and 1, and they may elect to just stay on the field here instead of punt. We'll see what they choose to do. So I think they would love to just keep the clock going in a perfect world here.
I don't think we have a running clock rule in high school football in Minnesota.
You got to get to a certain score. You got to get to a certain number. I don't know if we're there yet. So I think they are going to elect to stay on the field in the hopes that they can run this out and not run another play. Crowd, here we go in motion. Student section staying loud. They're going to try to run to the outside, and it looks like they might have just got it. Frecking on the keeper. Little quarterback draw to the outside, or quarterback run, sweep to the outside, gets to the 31-32, and that's enough for a 1st down.
Now you're kind of at the point where you can start to think about doing a victory formation if you wanted to run this out and get everybody home. But you're getting your guys some experience here, getting your second string guys some run. And, you just keep running the ball out, let your veterans sit, and get ready for the next game next week.
And here comes the student section lining up, ready to run out, it appears that they want to do, as they like to do at the end of games.
Boy, we've missed this over the last year.
Has this? Yeah, it's been so fun to come to games and see full stands and see the students having a chance to have fun together. It's been so great.
It's really one of the best parts about being in high school is going to high school football games and seeing your team do well. And it's nice that these kids can have an opportunity to do that.
Straight ahead run once again. And that's Goya this time getting a carry, Eden Goya. And that'll be 2nd down and 4 after a 6-yard pickup for Eden Goya. So 1:40 to play. And
have you heard about Killebrew root beer? It's as American as football and apple pie.
Oh boy, the Killebrew call got me there.
Love that stuff.
Making
2nd down and 5. 2nd down and 5. Tornadoes trying to run the clock out here with 1:20 to go as they're going to go on and take on Lakeville South in this playoff. Another yard up the middle.
Boy, that Lakeville South team is good, though.
That is going to be nothing stiff about, or nothing not stiff about that challenge. That will be a tough game.
It's about you were kind of hoping for an upset if you were for Anoka on the other side of the bracket there. Just hoping that maybe you could get lucky and get the other side there. But
well, it'll be a tough game, that's for sure. No question about that.
Now for Mounds View, for these seniors, this is a tough way to end your year, tough way to end your career. You feel for those guys a little bit. You kind of hoped that you'd be able to have a little bit of a better showing. A 40-7 score, in your last game in high school is tough.
They go straight ahead, and it's going to be some room for Cummings as he gets into the open field once again.
Boy, he is quick.
And he had some speed down to the 25-yard line, and that should be enough to just cinch it up. He got out of bounds that time, so he might go right into that victory formation. There is a rowdy group of Tornadoes ready to get on the field and have some fun here tonight.
Been a while since this place has had some football success, Tim. It's really nice to see them get the things that they'd worked for so long here in Anoka.
They get the win tonight. Clock is hitting zeros. Ryan, you did such a great job tonight. I certainly enjoyed working the game with you. It was a lot of fun.
This was great. I would certainly do this again if given the opportunity. I mean, it's just nothing better than coming out on a Friday night and watching some high school football. I mean, you get under the lights, this beautiful new field at Goodrich, historic Goodrich Field in downtown Anoka, one of the only places you can go watch football in a downtown setting in one of these small towns in Minnesota. It's beautiful. I mean, there's really nothing better.
It was a lot of fun here tonight. Great win for the Anoka Tornadoes. They win this thing 40-7. Big hats off by our QCTV crew tonight. All of them out there freezing. It gets a little cold out there with those cameras. They did such a great job. Thanks to Taylor. Thanks to all the guys in the truck and all the folks working so hard here for us tonight at QCTV. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you continue to support everything we do at QCTV and QCTV.org. For Ryan Nelson Kane, this is Tim Anderson saying keep your head up, and we'll see you next time.